don't know what the hell's going on, but it's the MJ and Froggy show. I got no Roxanne.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Fester's nowhere to be seen. The hell's going on here?
I don't know.
I don't think anyone takes their job seriously around here.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Hey, so Froggy, what is your deal? You've got a new, hold on, I don't want to get this wrong. Do you have a new game show idea, or is this a Hal Herman drunken production? What's the story?
Hal Herman is a drunk.
All right.
And me and Hal are trying to come up with something new.
All right, so you were hanging with what, Hal at Hooters or something? Or
Yeah,
what?
yeah. We go to Hooters, we get drunk.
That's what I thought.
He hits on all the waitresses.
Was Roger there?
Roger is always there.
Okay.
At the corner at the bar.
All right, so Roger was there as well. All
yeah,
right,
we said hi. He said balls. Okay.
Right.
And
Gotcha.
So, no, yeah, we're working on a new game, but hopefully it'll be ready for tomorrow.
All right, what is this game? So there's a new Froggy Hal Herman game show production.
It's not quite ready to be revealed yet.
What do you mean it's not ready
I need to have a meeting with you.
What do you mean it's not ready to be? I want to know the
My co-producer, Wink Tinklecrotch. I'm going to need to talk to him.
I want to know the basic outline of the concept.
Well, the basic outline is going to be sort of like, do you know the game? Have you heard of the game Impression Connection?
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Impression Connection. Or is it more like... Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Impression Connection.
The first one. The first one's better.
Oh, yeah. More like the first one?
The second one reminds me of like Rhonda the Receptionist.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Impression Connection. All right, come on.
So sort of in the vein of the Impression Connection.
What is, just give me the outline of the game.
Think of the Impression Connection, but with music.
The Impression Connection, but with music.
Yes.
Is this going to get us kicked off of our YouTube channel?
No, that was actually thought out because it's going to be sort of like a karaoke type. Listeners call up and guess what song we're humming.
Listeners call up and guess what song we're humming?
So we put our headphones on. Right? Brought to you by Microsoft. What are those headphones that we got? The wireless ones?
The Microsoft Surface Pro.
Those things are sweet.
The wireless headphones that Don, the IT guy, gave us from Team Logic IT.
And Hal got the sponsorship from the headphones.
Gotcha.
They sponsor the contest, and tomorrow we're going to debut, hopefully, I don't have a name for it yet. Karaoke Connection? Hummeroke, maybe?
No.
Hummeroke?
Humdinger.
Humdinger?
I don't know.
I talked to MJ yesterday, and he goes, I got a great name. Crackhead Karaoke. I'm like, what?
No. What did you say?
You said Crackhead Karaoke.
No, I said Crackhead Karaoke.
Oh, I thought you said crack.
No, I didn't say.
I'm like, really?
I didn't say craphead. It's crackhead.
Crackhead Karaoke might be good.
C-R-A-C-K. Crackhead.
Because when you do see crackheads on the street, they usually have earbuds in. They're like, right?
It's Crackhead Karaoke.
Okay, that's the name of it.
Is what it is. All right. And wait a minute. So
hopefully it'll debut tomorrow.
You know what? I'm excited now that the name is Crackhead Karaoke.
Is there music that goes with Crackhead Karaoke?
There's going to be music. Listen, it's going to be a
So wait a minute. You're going to use like a karaoke track. Hey, Andrew, what was the music we used recently? Now, we got kicked off. Have we ascertained why one of our MJ Morning Show TV, which is MJTV, do we know why MJTV, one of the recent episodes like last week, was removed?
I think that Friday show, I was told it had to do with Bon Jovi.
Okay. And that's where we played like the last flippin' 5 seconds of Bon Jovi.
Where Gino was talking over the outro,
where our midday guy, Gino, was talking over the outro about this fat, suspicious guy at the Salvation Army in Brandon, and that was Fester, who was in the store, and Fester noticed they were playing Q105 in the store, so Fester calls up our midday guy and says, hey, give the Salvation Army in Brandon, give them a plug. So Gino says, yeah, I understand there's a large, suspicious man lurking around in the Salvation
When does
Army.
this happen?
All right, Froggy was out of town.
Froggy, you were,
Yeah, you missed this.
dude, you were out of town.
I'm like
I
stunned.
can revisit the whole thing for you, Froggy, but it was a very unfortunate
The
event.
place virtually goes into lockdown because
Oh my God, what a dope.
You can't call people suspicious anymore.
Gino's like, hey, shout out to the Salvation Army out in Brandon. I understand there's a very large, suspicious man
I hope he's been scolded for that.
in the store.
Oh, he's been scolded.
It was Fester.
It was
And-
so funny, though.
But it was at the very end of Bon Jovi. What was it? I'll Be There For You or something? Or Wanted
Something.
Dead or I don't know, some Bon Jovi. And it was like the last 5 seconds. And I guess the computer algorithm crawler detected that we had some music on our MJTV video replay. So we got pulled. So that episode of the MJ Morning Show on MJTV got yanked from YouTube. So, hey, Andrew, we played another snippet of music just the other day.
Yeah, what was that?
We
It was
played
like
it-
2 seconds.
We played a couple of things. We played some of that Julie Brown parody crap because we were talking about Homecoming Queen's Got a Gun. And the Homecoming Queen's got, I sounded like Elmer Fudd there for a minute. The Homecoming Queen's Got a Gun.
We've played music quite often and haven't gotten yanked before. So
I mean, that's it. For the thousands of times we've played clips of songs during the show, we only got pulled off once or twice.
Well, maybe John Bon Jovi's being like a stickler bastard or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Please don't
steal my music.
All right, so it's Crackhead Karaoke.
Crackhead Karaoke is the name of it. That's it. And it starts tomorrow. Debut.
I mean, craphead karaoke sounds degrading. I mean, it sounds like it's insulting.
Now,
but
wait a
Crackhead.
second.
Like Quiz the Craphead, you mean?
All right, now wait a minute. So we're gonna play like cheesy karaoke track music as we hum.
No.
Oh, so there's no music.
You're way off.
We're just humming with no music.
Yes, you're going to have the music on your head.
So, like when you see people walking around and they're just humming the tune, and you have
Yes.
to guess what they're listening to.
Well, where's that gonna be? Where's the music coming from?
The headphones in my phone.
Oh, so
you
you-
are a slow human.
So Hal is going to walk around the room and place headphones
So-
attached to
Oh
his
no!
phone.
So we're gonna have potentially lice-ridden headphones.
Yeah, because all
past
of
them.
us in here look like we have lice.
Yeah, I don't.
I have lice.
I'll be sure to code mine in lice.
I don't want to take a headphone that came off of Fester's sweaty, greasy dome.
All right,
and
well,
then
no
put it on.
Crackhead Karaoke
put it
then.
on
Would you
my-
prefer an earbud?
Yeah, I mean, seriously,
Yeah,
that's a
That's
much
even,
discuss-
that's even worse. So I want to put earbuds with all kinds of caked on earwax into my ear.
Well, guess what? You're playing Crackhead Karaoke, and I don't care. I'll code the thing in dirt and fungus and amoebas.
Listen, hold on. We have the headphones, but then we can't hear the callers.
Yeah, if you put headphones, dude, you haven't thought this through.
Well, but
So
you
You
got
guys,
one
you
ear.
guys are thinking too much. That's the problem.
If I put other independent headphones on with a different audio source, I can't hear the freaking radio station. I can't hear the morning show.
We still have. This is still in the project phase, MJ. This is
You're on crack. That's why this is Crackhead Karaoke.
Canceled.
Yeah,
I'm so confused why a grown man is worried about getting lice.
Because
Adults
look at his
don't
hair.
get lice.
It's a natural nesting
This
area.
is the thing. Like 2/4 of the world has lice.
My God. All right, just getting rolling here. You guys are on my nerves already this morning. All right, hang on a minute. It's the MJ Morning Show. We got a lot of stuff today. It's a Tuesday MJ broadcast. Pat's got the latest. Back in a second. Don't move.
Phil, so far so good.
6:18. There was a story that I saw. God, it's got to be over a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago. We're coming up here shortly in a couple of weeks on the 2-year anniversary of the return of the MJ Morning Show. We started back on October 5th of 2000, more in the middle of the pandemic is when we started this thing. And we're coming up on 2 years. And I remember maybe it's over a year and a half ago, I had a story, this crazy story about eBay executives that tormented and literally terrorized bloggers that were blogging about issues with eBay.
I remember that.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And I can't remember, did we mention it on the air, or is it just a story that I was fascinated with that I just had in my pile?
No, we talked about it on air.
All right. Well, anyway, I saw an update on this thing. This is crazy. Can you imagine executives at eBay going after bloggers to the extent of, are you kidding me? Is this made up? A Massachusetts couple is looking for retribution. They're looking for, hey, don't take the law into your own hands. You take them to court. So this couple is looking for justice, alleging that executives at eBay went after them with this ruthless campaign of harassment and that they were cyber stalked. They had live cockroaches sent to them. And I mean, oh, you find this funny?
Yeah, I mean, the cockroaches part, yeah, I kind of do. I mean, I certainly don't want live cockroaches.
Is it the
sent to
incident
me.
or just the word that you find funny?
No,
or is it both?
It's both.
It's the action.
Okay. And then the bloggers they were blogging about eBay. They were blogging about an auction site. And they were in fear for their lives. They didn't know what was going on. First of all, can I say right now that I use eBay to sell things occasionally. I use eBay to buy things occasionally. I'm certainly nowhere near as active on eBay as I used to be, years ago, looking for certain things. But I'm still on. I think I bought something on eBay within the last couple of weeks. But I'll tell you right now, for selling, eBay has gotten really greedy. I don't know what happened because I sold some stuff years ago, and then I kind of I disappeared for a while, and then I went back on to sell some stuff, and I'm like, what the hell happened here? It's like they became greedy bloodsuckers over there. What are you laughing at?
eBay's greedy bloodsuckers. I don't know.
Oh, is that funny?
The image.
So cockroaches are funny and greedy bloodsuckers?
Really gross stuff. Can we talk about more bugs and icky stuff? Because it's really making me laugh today. Yeah, cockroaches and bloodsuckers. Yes.
Ina, or it could be Ina. It's INA. What are we going with here, folks?
Ina.
Let's go with cockroach. No, so make Roxanne laugh today. All right, so it's what did you say, Fester?
No, I was going with Ina.
Okay, Ina and David Steiner. They run one of these e-commerce trade publications, and it's called E-Commerce Bites. They sued eBay, claiming that eBay went after them with obscene materials, including live cockroaches, pornography, and a harrowing manual on surviving the death of a spouse. So wait a minute, were they insinuating that one of the married couples was going to die?
Okay, I don't understand. Went after them with porn. What did they spam them with it or something?
Yeah, it sounds like they sent things to their house.
Well,
Yeah.
hang
Like
up.
Fester does.
Let me.
Right.
I'll give you the details. So they're up in Massachusetts. They're up outside of Boston. What is it? Is it Natick, right? Natick? Natick, Massachusetts. I've got cousins that live up there. What if they live next to Ina and David Steiner?
Yeah, they accidentally got some of the dirty pictures.
Anyway, so they're up in Massachusetts. It's in the Boston area. And they claimed in their legal documents that they were physically stalked by eBay executives in a black van and other vehicles outside their home. Further, the company allegedly attempted to break into their garage to install a GPS tracking device in order to defame them and get them to stop reporting on eBay. So it sounds like, they had this blog, they have this online presence where they were very critical of eBay. Listen, I'm critical of eBay right now because I started selling a few things, I don't know, in the last year, and I hadn't sold in a long time. And I'm like, what the hell happened here? It's like the fees got all jacked up. It was like, wait a minute. I should be getting more than what I'm getting here. And just eBay got really freaking greedy. I noticed that. And I'm sure this is the talk of many people in online e-commerce, eBay chatting communities online.
So I'm on their website, ecommercebytes.com.
Right.
And it's a pretty substantial site. I mean, they have a lot of stories
Oh, it looks
about
professional.
anything that gets shipped. They have stories about Amazon,
It looks
Etsy.
like it looks like it's a little more in depth than like some kind of homebrew WordPress crap.
This was built on Wix.
Oh, it was.
No, I don't know.
All right, so hang on, let me continue. The lawsuit was originally filed in July of 2021. All right, so yeah, I saw the story over a year ago, and I can't remember whether we did anything in depth, but the lawsuit alleges that eBay engaged in a coordinated effort to intimidate, threaten to kill, torture, terrorize, stalk, and silence the Steiners in order to stifle their reporting on eBay. And the couple failed to reach a settlement with eBay, and now they're going ahead with a lawsuit following a private mediation with eBay, which I guess they were unsuccessful in the mediation. You think anyone meditated during the mediation? Just check. Defendants Devin Wenig, former eBay CEO, and Stephen Weimer, former senior vice president and chief communications officer, reportedly tracked the coverage that this couple were reporting on their e-commerce bytes website, and they became enraged by what they perceived as the negative coverage of eBay and the upper echelons of the corporation. So the couple allegedly sent a directive to at least 7 of its security staffers. So the 2 eBay executives sent a directive to, and you have a company like eBay. They have a chief of security, and I'm not saying this is the case, but big companies, they'll have like chiefs of security that might have been like FBI agents or working for the CIA.
Sure.
I mean,
Secret Service.
Like the head of NFL security. It didn't. I'm trying to remember. I'm sure it's changed numerous times, but I know that, like for instance, the head of NFL security. It's not uncommon for them to come out of like a serious law enforcement situation. So the execs at eBay allegedly they sent directives to their security team, and they might have hundreds of people working in security, and they were supposed to go after the Steiners.
Well, the Steiners have been very critical of eBay for a long time, but it's a media outlet.
Whatever it takes, this Weimer guy allegedly communicated to the security staffers, do whatever it takes to shut them up.
Whatever it takes.
Do whatever it takes to clam them down.
Eliminate the Steiners.
More than 2 decades ago, the Steiners started the news site, a forum for online sellers to sound off criticisms about tech giants like Amazon, eBay, Etsy, with all kinds of stories. eBay CEO Devin Wenig earns 152 times that of employees. That was one of their stories, that the CEO earns 152 times what the average employee makes. My God. In 2019, things got dark after a series of harrowing events allegedly unfolded at the hands of the eBay security team. It all began with an online intimidation campaign, according to the lawsuit, that they taunted the Steiners with a Twitter handle pretending to be an eBay seller, threatening her to stop reporting on the auction giant. The suit says the online threats continued and the couple allegedly received disturbing packages. They got live cockroaches in the mail, spiders, a Halloween mask of a bloody pig, a book called Grief Diaries, Surviving the Loss of a Spouse, which was sent to David Steiner. Was that to insinuate that
They were going to kill his wife.
that Ina was going to be...
Yeah.
She is writing most of the articles on this site.
My God.
Ina's the one that's in their crosshairs.
Where's PETA?
Oh, my.
Those animals don't deserve to be
Right.
treated like that.
Well,
they
they're-
all have families.
Does PETA care about cockroaches and spiders?
Okay,
They
so
better.
get this.
Just curious. Yes.
I'm on eBay.
Yeah, and you can buy Madagascar cockroaches, the hissing variety, right?
oh, if you say it like that, it's suddenly not funny. But yes, you can buy cockroaches on eBay.
Oh, I just sucked the humor out of
Oh,
your.
wow.
Oh, I mean,
You hissed it right out.
You buy cockroaches. Yeah, they bought it from their own platform.
The deliveries were accompanied by vulgar messages on Twitter as like, "Do I have your attention now?
Oh,
Bleep sucker."
What?
Rhymes with smock or sock or block
Mm.
or stock.
Rock?
Yes.
this is unbelievable.
This is crazy. Then other deliveries included porn. They sent them Hustler magazines, Barely Legal magazine.
All of which you can buy on eBay.
Ironically.
Those were sent to their neighbors' homes as well. So the neighbors were getting porno, and then it was being tied back to the Steiners.
Somehow, okay, just to make the Steiners look bad, they started just giving it to everybody in the neighborhood.
Oh my God. Now, the couple was allegedly also the target of a Craigslist post falsely advertising that they were seeking sex partners for bondage and sadism. What is that? Bondage? Is that bondage?
BDSM.
Thank you.
Well,
How do you know
sure
that?
knew that.
You whip that out quickly.
I just repeated
What
the
the hell?
acronym for what you just said.
What is that
basically.
called? When you're into that, you go to the
Red Room?
no. The
Dark Side?
No. When you're into the whole, what'd you say?
BDSM.
When you're into that, what does that stand for?
Bondage. I honestly don't know. I have to look it up.
SM is sadomasochism.
Right.
But what's the D?
It's a variety of
bondage,
erotic,
what?
blah,
What'd
blah,
you say?
blah.
Didge?
Didge? No, I don't think it's
Bondage.
didge.
Bondage.
Bondage. What's the D in B?
I'm looking for it. I think it's dominatrix or something like
yeah, it's-
dominating.
It's discipline or dominance. Yeah.
Discipline. All right.
It means different things.
No, the
in different
dominatrix is the
Okay.
one in the leather outfit with the whip
It's bondage and discipline
and
and
sadomasochism.
sadism and masochism.
And masochism. There we go. All right. Man, is this a crazy story? Is that nuts? That eBay execs allegedly were going after this couple because they were reporting on things like how much money the eBay execs were making versus regular employees?
The creativity and the way that they went after them is what's nuts.
My
And
God.
then they're like one step away from a dead horse head in the bed.
It's the mob. That's
Yeah.
exactly
You're right.
eBay is run by the mob.
That is a very good statement you made. It's one step away from like a Godfather dead horse in the bed. A dead horse head.
Johnny Fontaine gets that film.
Anyway, I'm interested. I'm following this now. So now they filed the lawsuit going after the eBay executives. That's nuts. I guess that, you know what? That probably qualifies as an appetizer to morons in the news. What do you think?
Yummy.
Delicious.
That was a big old app. That was a bunch of, fried mozzarella sticks right there with a marinara sauce.
You get a nice app sampler.
Yeah, right out of a Cisco container. All right, hold on. It's not a homemade marinara. It's right out of the Cisco container. All right, 6:31. It's the MJ Morning Show. Just getting rolling. Back in a second. Fester, why are you on? Fester's on eBay looking up Hustler and Barely Legal magazines right now.
Everything that eBay
right.
sent to these folks, they got off their own platform.
They probably did. The cockroaches and everything. All right. Hey, morons next. Not that didn't qualify, but that was the appetizer. All right, two college brothers. Let's do it. The morons of the news on the MJ Morning Show. 6:38, and no particular order, just a lovely spate of the morons. Hey, I need to institute a new policy. Fester, you're here, but...
Yes, sir. What's the new policy?
Well, the new policy is, Froggy, you're just walking in. Roxanne is not in the studio. Listen, I don't want to be a bitcher, a moaner, and a complainer, but...
Well, here we go.
I mean, usually... during the course of the show, nobody is back when we're back on the air, and I'm getting honest here. I'm just getting sick of it. All right.
Yes.
I need all of you guys to be back in the studio
Seriously,
before we go back on the air after a break.
It's
all right?
true.
Froggy,
Yeah,
you guys
could do that.
better start doing it now.
Are you mocking me?
No, I would never mock you. Please, I'm
All right,
here.
folks,
I'm here
listen.
to help you discipline.
We don't hide much on this show. And I'm
Listen, I want you guys to pull it together, okay? Get in here.
Yeah, that's right.
You were the last one in here. You find this funny? You're mocking me?
Oh, yeah.
Roxanne was just in the hallway.
I was
rounding
ushering
people up.
Listen,
Come on, let's go. Let's go.
we
Get in here now.
Yeah.
we pull back the curtain on this show. We let you look at the seedy underside. We let you look at the family squabbles and some of, this show runs fairly smoothly, but if we got a little squeak, in the machine parts here, I'm going to let the audience in every once in a while. I don't always subscribe to, never let them see you sweat. No, I believe in honesty. And I'm just being honest here that like 70, 80% of the time we're coming back from a break and half the team is missing. And I don't know what do you guys do? What do you guys,
seriously. What are you doing? All right,
guys,
let me discipline these guys.
Listen to me. I don't leave this studio for like the entire 4 hours.
Which is
plus
all the
One
more
time,
reason-
you usually do like one time.
Okay.
One time a show.
not always.
So-
like twice in the past week I've gone to pee. Like
Ew.
like once.
You hold
TMI.
that.
All right. I'm just being honest here. And you guys, I don't know what it is, but when we go to a commercial break, you guys are like Fred Flintstone with the feet, with the. I mean, you
Well,
can't.
I have a medical reason.
Where do you go? I know Froggy's out in the parking lot.
No, wait a minute.
and
No,
there's something
no.
involving smoke.
I have ADD, so I can't sit here.
Oh.
I must move, or I have mental breakdowns.
And so you've got.
I gotta move. I gotta move.
All right, what does ADD stand for?
Attention deficit.
Yes.
Doesn't have the attention
Disorder.
to pay attention.
Hold on. Say it again.
Attention deficit disorder.
All right, so you're claiming you have you're claiming you've got HDD, high definition disorder.
Ooh.
You've got ADD.
What
Now,
are we talking about?
Do you have HD? AD? What is it?
Oh, I got the hyperactivity.
Yeah. What is it? ADHD and ADD.
That one is ADHD.
You can't tell I've had that all these years?
No.
Yes.
All right, so you're claiming some kind of what?
I can't even stand here right now. I gotta move.
And you're going to claim that me even talking about this is a
It's a HIPAA violation.
It's not a hippo.
HIPAA.
It's a HIPAA violation.
So you can't. I
not
have
a-
a medical issue. What is your medical excuse, guys?
It's not a hungry hippo violation.
I did just find this out. ADHD,
Yeah.
ADD is a type of ADHD that doesn't consist of the continuous movement. So
That's
Froggy
the
has
hyperact-
ADHD.
So
Yeah.
that's the hyperactivity. So you have attention deficit disorder.
Right.
And then if that's coupled with like the physical spasms or whatever,
That's spasms.
I'm talking.
You just have to, like, you don't like to sit for a long
so
period.
maybe spasms is not the right
I don't
word.
have.
All right.
Yes, Fester.
No, I'm just here ready for early morons in the
What's
news.
your excuse, Fester?
Fester stayed during this break.
Yeah.
So during the last break, Fester didn't move,
So you have
which
one
was
person in here to talk to. Perfect.
that was a rarity. And where did you go?
You watch my patterns. I'm a creature of habit. I do the same thing every day.
And-
The 6 o'clock, the first break, I put makeup on and I sit here and I don't move.
Yes.
The second break, I go down the hall, and
You
that's
go
when
down
I'm
the hall
usually
for what?
privacy.
Are you
Just-
drinking hooch during the show?
I wish I was.
Just to
Where's
take
my
a break.
bottle?
Are you going to drink?
No, I'm just.
Do you
I
have a
go-
flask?
I go. I say hi to Pat George. I go and I.
Well,
hit my
stop that.
flask.
Don't say hi to Pat and George and stop hitting your flask. You got a hip flask with
She's
the curve?
making the rounds.
With the curve?
Mm-hmm.
My,
Take a little nip of this.
my God.
Okay.
All right, so you guys ready for morons in the news?
No. I want to talk about Froggy's migratory patterns during commercial breaks more.
I love this story. How would you like to buy a 4-bedroom, 2-bath house? But there's a problem. There's a cousin inside that will not leave.
God.
So
Cousin Eddie?
if you buy the house, they are stipulating that it's your responsibility to get rid of the cousin.
How would the Duncan duo handle that? I mean, it's a beautiful house. It's a nice location.
You need muscle.
It's great. It's not too close to the interstate, but not too far away.
That's a good question. The seller has to disclose everything, right? It's a lovely home, but, well, there's one problem. We got a cousin that we just can't get out of the house. So this home is for sale up in Washington, D.C., and it's 4 bedrooms, 2 baths with an accessory cousin.
What's his name?
I don't have
Does it say?
I don't have the name of the
Some
cousin.
weird cousin?
The house is listed at $664,500, and it's in the northwest portion of D.C. It looks like a normal home.
It's like a row house, right? Or-
Exactly. It is described as a row house at 746 Newton Place in the Columbia Heights area of Washington, D.C. And if you look at the comps around it, apparently the price is pretty good. But when you scroll down at the listing, it reads, seller's cousin lives in the house. Arrangements are being made to get him out of the property. He may prove tough to allow entry. It is buyer's responsibility to evict him if possible.
Oh, so they did. I mean, it's in like the MLS listing.
This is in
Yeah.
this is in
Wow.
the listing.
Is his picture there just laying on a couch?
Did the inspector find him? You know, the air handler system's about 12 years old. It could be some replacement. The shingles are old. Oh, and there's a cousin living in the basement.
And this isn't a cheap house.
No.
In Washington, it might be. I don't know. This isn't a very, I don't know. It's not a very luxurious house either.
It's not luxurious. But listen, real estate in major cities, adjacent to, the nation's capital here, the price is probably a little inflated. They'll come down.
This isn't a roommate situation. The cousin
No.
doesn't pay rent or anything.
No.
No, this
Yeah.
isn't a tenant.
So a local TV station, Channel 9 up there, WUSA, they, I guess, investigated. They say they knocked on the door. There was no answer. And there's a no trespassing sign in the window. So is this one of these cases where, like, somebody doesn't want to leave and they're trying to, this is like a Scooby-Doo episode where someone's trying to scare off, like, prospective buyers
Yes.
with, like, some floating ghost head or something,
So it's on.
And I would have gotten away with it if it weren't for you meddling kids.
Currently, it's posted on Redfin, and there's an option to schedule a tour.
Neighbors say the situation is even more complicated than the listing and what's enclosed. They say the cousin is an elderly man with very few resources, and if he's kicked out, that he might end up on the street.
Cares.
Okay, that's part of selling houses, right?
I'm not moving.
That's crazy. Can you imagine that? In the listing, it says, you got to get rid of the cousin. If you buy the house, it's your responsibility to get rid of a human that won't leave the property.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, who's going to mess with this? Who? Because squatters, aren't there like nightmare stories where squatters can tie you up and screw with you for like...
Yeah. Isn't it called frogging? Isn't it called frogging?
Frogging?
Like moving
Yeah.
or like squatting?
Squatting.
No, that's
But it's
squatting.
like there's
That's what I
there's a
said,
new-
squatters.
Yeah, but there is a new term that you guys are also thinking of conflating where someone sneaks in and moves into your house without you knowing that.
That's frogging.
Is that called fraud?
Mhm.
I'm aware of that. So that's happened, and that's a nightmare as well. And
Somebody in your attic you
Well,
don't even know.
well, no, a family, let's say, will go out of town. They'll go on a summer vacation. They'll get in the RV and they'll just go on a summer vacation. They come back home to their lovely home in Valrico, let's say, and they get home. The locks have been changed, and then there are some. I'm telling you, there are some cases. You would think that would be pretty cut and dried, right? That you're out of town, somebody moves into your house, and I don't know if I've seen like. I think it's that movie with Michael Keaton where they move in and they start. We talked about the Pacific Heights. Remember that movie?
And they just blend into the neighborhood? and
No, they in Pacific Heights, there was like a home in San Francisco, and it had multiple apartments, if I'm not mistaken. And Michael Keaton moves in as this like grifter scam artist, and they move in, they become the tenants from hell, and then like the landlord loses his rights. And I'm just seeing like somebody moving into your house, and you're knocking on the door after you can't get in, and the locks have been changed, and whoever moved into your house, the squatter then like opens the door just a crack, and they've got that little security chain on.
Yes.
And they look through the little crack in the door. Sorry, don't want it. They close the door in your face.
Not interested.
So I know that I've read stories in the past where people have squatted and the homeowner has trouble getting them the hell out.
Oh, that happens.
How are you not able to shoot through your own door? I mean, if somebody's in your house, you put me in front of a jury of my peers.
Anyway, if you're interested in the house, it's your responsibility to get rid of the elderly cousin who will not leave and has nowhere to go.
So, for definition purposes, squatting is what you're talking about. Frogging, Froggy, is spelt with a PH.
Yes.
And it's,
Phrogging.
and it's when somebody secretly lives in your house, like somebody's in your attic or somebody's in like the top.
Or
Yeah, that's what I said.
Or someone's living under your 14-year-old daughter's bed.
Yes.
Ooh, go check that now. See if there's anything under the bed.
We actually bought an elevated bed for the kids.
We've traced the call. It's coming from inside the house. When a stranger calls. Wasn't that movie? When a stranger calls? I just remember being terrified. That was a TV commercial when I was a kid. And the TV commercial for the movie was like, we've traced the call. It's coming from inside the house.
That was the name of the movie, When a
What was
Stranger
it?
Calls?
I think it was When a Stranger...
Yeah.
Hey, see if the trailer's on YouTube. Would
They
you
remade
please?
it.
Yeah, I was going to say there are a lot of different versions of it.
No, I'm talking about the original one from like 1978 or
They
something.
zoom in on her
79.
face.
79. Oh, that's close. 1979. All right, Fester, see if you can find the original trailer for that thing. All right, and we'll stroll down memory freaking lane next. How about that? Man, I didn't even scratch the morons on the news. All right, hold on. We have even better morons coming up in just a minute as we try to get Cousin Eddie out of the damn house. All right, let's talk about Zero Res. 7:01 here on an MJ Morning Show, spectacular broadcast morning, and I think I've freaked out Roxanne. When is the next time you're gonna have a babysitter at your house?
Oh, let me announce that on air for everybody to know.
Okay, I'm
It's a
sorry.
great idea.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's a really good safety measure.
So a few moments ago,
When do you want to know when I'm going out of town next as well?
I mean, both are probably Friday,
No.
but
we've traced the call. It's coming from inside the house. How did this come up? What? Oh, the
the
cousin.
squatter.
We were talking about the cousin that will not leave a house for sale. And if you buy the house up in Washington, D.C., it's your responsibility to get rid of the cousin who lives in the house that won't leave. And then I think that then progressed into squatting and frogging. And then somehow I remembered a movie from 1979, When a Stranger Calls. Who said it was remade?
I did.
So it's been remade like multiple times?
So when I went to look for When a Stranger Calls movie trailer,
right.
the 1979 original popped up, but then a 2006 version also popped up.
But then did somebody also say there was like a version, like a 2018 version?
I'm not that up on it.
Anyway, here's the trailer. This is the one I remember. This is from 1979, When a Stranger Calls.
On a warm September evening,
Dr. Malakis?
Jill Johnson was babysitting.
Oh, that works well because it is.
My God, that guy's voice.
It is September.
And it's warm.
Yeah, it's warm. Absolutely. All right, back to the movie trailer. I love we've traced the call coming from inside the house. All right, here we go.
On a warm September evening,
Dr. Malakis?
Jill Johnson was babysitting for the two young children of a wealthy doctor.
Okay. Bye.
They told her where they would be and when they would be home. They told her everything she had to know, except what to do when a stranger calls.
Do you hear how he pronounces his WHs? Where they'd be and when to call.
Hang on. I'm intrigued, man. I'm sucked into this. I haven't seen this since I was 13 years old. Oh, here's the phone.
Hello?
Have you checked the children?
What? Hello, could you get me?
Oh, that's right. Have you checked the children?
Oh, my God.
When this movie was out, I'm telling you, when this movie was out, and this was before caller ID, people were pranking people.
Yes.
People were saying, have you checked the children? We had two lines in my house. When I was growing up, we had
You guys are fancy.
We had two phone numbers. We had two lines in our house. And I remember, I'm remembering this for the first time in like 40-something years.
What, you would crank your dad
I
from
would-
one line to another?
I would call up and my mom would answer. I'd be like, have you checked the children? I did that to my mom. I forgot all about it.
What's the matter with you?
Listen.
Well, there's really nothing you can do about it down here.
Have you checked the children?
She's watching me through the windows.
Well, if he calls again, we can try to trace it.
Why haven't you checked the children?
Why haven't you checked the children? And the babysitter's like sitting in the living room.
Please, can't you help me? I'm all alone here. What do you want?
Your blood.
What do you want?
Yeah.
Your blood.
Leave me alone!
Jill, this is Sergeant Sacker. We've traced the call. It's coming from inside the house.
There it is. There it is.
Oh,
we've
no.
traced the call. It's coming from inside the house. Man, that voice, who that is? That's the sergeant from Adam 12.
Is it?
Yes. Boyette is the guy's name.
Jill, just get out of that house.
But did she ever check the children?
What about the kids?
What
Where
about,
are they?
And she's trying to get out of the house right now, and the chain lock's on. She can't get out. This guy starts appearing.
And the terror just begins when a stranger calls.
What a good
I love
movie.
that guy's voice.
I'm going to start calling Roxanne's house. Have you checked the children? We've traced the call. Do you have a home phone or just cell phones?
I have a home phone too.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
I don't know that number. Can I get that?
No, you're definitely not going to get that number because you know what? Actually, I'm so mad at myself that I just said that because now I'm like, You guys will try to call me on my home phone when I'm calling in sick to work, and I won't be there. I'll be out of town somewhere.
Hey, guys, are you familiar with the pizza restaurant that has been mentioned many times in the TV show The Office?
I can't think of it.
There is a pizza restaurant. It's Alfredo's Pizza Cafe in Scranton, which is home to the fictitious Dunder Mifflin Paper Company. And this is kind of crazy.
It's a real place?
It is a real place. So this is a Pennsylvania pizza restaurant famous for being mentioned on the TV series The Office. And right now, the pizza restaurant is suing a customer for $3,000. So what the hell would a pizza restaurant need to sue a customer for $3,000 for? Why? Any ideas? Can anyone guess?
I'm trying to think. Was not vandalism? Dine and dash?
You know what?
Stealing things off the wall?
All good guesses. All good guesses.
Harmful to the employees, like hurting the employees.
All right, Fester, you get a... Roxanne, you get a...
Froggy, save the group.
Why would a pizza restaurant be suing a customer? I guess
They sneezed all over a couple pizzas.
You know what? That's
then affected a couple hundred people.
That's a good guess, but I would
Damn it.
I would say that it wouldn't be a couple of pizzas. It would be like maybe the whole food station where they have all
like the dough.
Yeah, everything. All the little stainless steel bins with all the toppings. No, that's a good guess. But no, that is.
Can you give us a clue?
No, I'm just going to tell you what it is now because I got time constraints here. Okay, a customer left a $3,000 tip. And then the customer changed their mind and decided, I don't want to leave a $3,000 tip.
You can't do that. Once you sign the receipt, it's official.
Well,
Yeah.
wait. Maybe they never intended to leave a $3,000 tip. Maybe it was like a $300 tip and they did an extra zero accidentally.
Let me give you the story here. So this Alfredo's Pizza Cafe in Scranton is talking to local television station WNEP, and apparently, they're very aggravated. It's causing a ton of drama, according to Zachary Jacobson, who's the manager. Jacobson said the restaurant is now suing the customer, and they all thought that somebody was actually trying to do a good thing. How did this all happen? It happened back in June after one of the customers named Eric Smith left a waitress by the name of Mariana Lambert an unbelievable $3,000 tip on a $13 check. The customer had ordered only a plate of stromboli and reportedly left the massive tip as part of the social media trend, Tips for Jesus.
Okay.
All right. While initially skeptical because of the massive amount of money, $3,000, the crew in the restaurant in Alfredo's Pizza Cafe, they were ecstatic. They were thrilled after the credit card payment went through. So they put the credit card payment through for $3,013. I don't know if there was tax on there, but it went through. So it was accepted. Lambert was just absolutely floored, was thrilled at this generosity. She said it really meant a lot to me because everyone's going through stuff. Now, listen, Tom Brady's going through stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, we're on the same page. The minute I thought of people going through stuff, hey.
I'm 45 years old, man. There's a lot of shit going on.
Exactly.
Yeah, let's call it what it is.
Same thing with this pizza waitress up in Scranton, Pennsylvania. She said she was in shock. But then everything went to hell in a handbasket. Everything went sour. After the restaurant got something in the mail that Eric was disputing the charge for the tip. What is this, tipper's remorse? So you're leaving $3,000 in tips. Tips for Jesus. And then what? He realized that he left a $3,000 tip, and then he had tipper's remorse.
If he left the tip in the name of Jesus, though.
I don't think Jesus would be very happy with that.
I don't think so.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
That's leaving a gift Jesus tip in the mouth or whatever they say.
Was he?
What is that, a gift horse?
Gift horse.
Gift
Yes.
horse.
No,
Yes.
Is it don't look a gift horse in the mouth?
Don't look. I think it is. Whatever the
What
hell
is
it
it?
is. Well,
Okay,
whatever.
so why? Maybe he was drinking when he let the $3,000 tip.
Hey, I'm going to leave you this big tip in the name of the Lord.
So here's what happened. The restaurant had already paid the waitress the $3,000. So Alfredo, from Alfredo's Pizza Restaurant in Scranton, Pennsylvania, they reached out to this guy, Smith, the guy that left the tip on Facebook, hoping that the whole thing was a whole misunderstanding, because suddenly here comes a dispute on the charge. And, of course, the vendor, the merchant, they get notification that the payment is being retracted or it's being frozen while it's, under investigation. We thought someone was trying to do a good thing, said Jacobson, the manager. And then here we are 3 months later, left with no other recourse. Alfredo's decided to sue the customer, take Smith to court. So,
I mean,
what?
You leave the tip, pay the tip. This guy's a scumbag.
I mean, this is unbelievable. So they're not taking the law into their own hands. They're taking them to court. Where the hell's my People's Court music here? I can't find the damn thing.
Not only do we need People's Court music, we need to borrow Doug Llewellyn to introduce the defendant and plaintiff. No, that's not
that's
it.
CSI.
I know. No, that's
Law
that's Law and Order.
Law and Order.
Where the hell did my People's... Oh, here it is. Yeah, all the buttons got all condensed. Yeah, don't take the law into your own hands. You take them to court.
No, you take them to court.
Man, how much of a nightmare is that? So literally, they are trying to recoup the $3,000. They had to file charges through the magistrate's office because now they're out the money because they paid the waitress out, and now the credit card company is trying to claw it back. Why doesn't the credit card company say to the customer, dude, you left a $3,000 tip?
is real.
Oh, sorry. My People's Court popped up.
Yeah, why don't you shut that off?
With voiceover.
Yeah, exactly.
What you're about to see is real.
Yeah, exactly. Alfredo's Pizza was most famous for being mentioned in Season 4, Episode 3 of The Office. Yeah, called Launch Party. The Dunder Mifflin office manager, Michael Scott, announces that he bought Alfredo's Pizza for all the employees. But then they became dismayed after it's revealed that their manager didn't order from Alfredo's Pizza Cafe. They preferred Alfredo's instead. Michael Scott ordered from an inferior pizza place. Oh, it was Pizza by Alfredo.
Oh, Michael.
All right, so Alfredo's Cafe or Alfredo's Pizza in Scranton is rocking a 4.1 on Google reviews.
Guess what? Not according to this guy Smith. He probably left them 0 stars or 1 star for not returning it. That's wrong. You leave a $3,000 tip in the name of Tips for Jesus. That's it. You're locked in. Sorry, pal. You made that commitment. The credit card company needs to tell the guy. No, you willfully left a $3,000 tip. Too bad.
Yeah, it's not what credit card companies do.
Well, they should be doing that is what they ought to do. All right, when we get back, do you remember I got the violations in Italy in a rental car?
Yes, you're a wanted man.
I'm wanted in Italy. Well, now I'm wanted in the United States. I've got a new chapter. Hang on. It's all coming up next. Also, the Mike Evans situation. Mike Evans has been suspended. Tom Brady speaking last night on his podcast. Oh, we got a lot of stuff. Oh, did you hear the Queen's recipes are leaking? Her favorite scrambled eggs and pancakes recipe. Would you like the Queen's pancakes recipe?
Listen, this is a big deal. It goes back decades.
I know.
Does she have any desserts, possibly?
Like what?
I don't know. Maybe spoiled dick.
All right, hold on. We got a loaded chunk of the MJ Morning Show. We start the long segment next here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Stand by. Hey, the Holland Group. Michael Jackson goes. You got the MJ Morning Show. It's Q105, 725. And we start the long chunk of the MJ Morning Show right now. Right off the bat, they're after me, man. They will not let go. Listen, I got advice from my Italian friends, and I've got many Italian friends. I spoke with Massimo, Massimo from Massimo's, a great restaurant up in Palm Harbor. I spoke with Paolo. Paolo owns Cafe Paradiso
So you spoke
in South
with
Tampa.
all your chef Italian friends.
Do you know
about
any
legal
Italians
issues
who are not cooks? Seriously.
How about me, Antonio Laducci?
Luigi. Luigi has Pasquale's in South Tampa.
Yeah.
How cliche. All you know is a bunch of Italian restaurant owners.
Dude, listen. If I know listen, is it any shock
stereotyper.
if I know Italians in town that they're connected to good Italian, fabulous Italian food?
If I asked my accountant about matzo balls, you'd be yelling at me. But here you are making fun of all the Italians I know making pizza pies.
Yeah, I mean, seriously. Why don't you just call us a couple wops while you're at it?
Good morning, Ellie.
What is wrong, Froggy?
Well, I'm one. I can say it. You might as well say it.
I mean, yeah.
That's right. Froggy and Fester are both Italian.
Siciliano.
So you talked to all of your Italian connections, all of your connected people who are now making the pizza pie de cannoli.
Stop it.
Okay.
Stop it.
We get together and we make it a pizza.
Guys,
All right. So what did
you're making a mockery
Do
out
you
of
want
this.
a thin crust or a tikka?
We're the ones. I'm taking the dick.
You want
What
the
did you say? You say you're taking the dick?
No, the
What did
thick
you
crust. The
say?
thick crust. The
We
thick
don't
crust.
have
The
it.
thick.
I didn't hear the TH. I heard
That's
it.
the point.
I heard
He's
a D.
Italian.
One dick a pizza. It's coming up.
I don't want the dick pizza.
It's not. It's a dick a
So
pizza.
you've consulted your Italian.
I think those videos are online, aren't
Yes.
they? All right, so... Guys, you've turned this into a mockery. I'm trying to be serious here.
We turned it into okay.
Yes, you turned it into a mockery.
MJ, you've consulted your Italian.
Your
friends.
contingent of Italian chefs.
Because my friends locally happen to be chefs and restaurant owners. Is it that far of a stretch?
What are you calling me for, Todd? I can't let the sauce stick. What do you want?
Josephine, step on the grapes. Todd's on the call.
I mix the big part of sauce.
Me, Todd.
Guys, can I tell my damn story?
Oh, minga.
You guys are turning this into a clown show. Do you remember that I was in Italy in the summer of 2019?
We remember.
All right, I've told the story on the air. I think it was over a year ago. It was. So Michelle and I and the kidlets, we were in Italy. And it was before the pandemic. It was, and we've been there, since. We were there, I think, in the summer of 21, so a year ago. But we were in Italy in the summer of 2019. We rented a car in Bologna. And it turns out that I got wambookied. They claim, and I dispute this. I'm disputing. I'm not Rasputin, I'm disputing. All right, so they claim that I drove the rental car through the local zone.
Okay.
Where it's only local traffic allowed. And I'm telling you right now, wherever the hell I went, it was not properly marked. This is like the equivalent of an old, a Waldo, Florida 301 speed trap, I'm telling you. This is like a real gotcha. So it turns out the rental car company that I rented from, and it's a big, worldwide firm. I think it might have been Avis or something. I get notification from Avis that they're charging me 50 euro twice. So I got hit with €100 extra charge because Avis had to do the research to find out who had the car during my rental period and got these infractions.
Okay.
So the car company turned over my information to the Polizia in the Commune Bologna.
I think they turned you over to the Carabinieri.
No, that's spaghetti carbonara. I think it's the Carabinieri.
Enough of the accents.
The National Police is the Carabinieri.
Okay.
Bring in the fettuccinieris.
The carbonara, that's a spaghetti, Roxanne. You're talking about the blue Italian police cars? No, that's the Carabinieri. Carabinieri, not the carbonara.
Just what I said.
No, you did not say. You said carbonara.
So you get a letter from Avis that they're charging you essentially $50.
Exactly. Well, this was before the U.S. dollar and the euro were at parity, because right now $1 equals €1. It's pretty amazing.
Okay.
Is that where I think that's where we are now, right?
As of right now, as of today, it's $1 to euro.
Exactly. So it's total parity. So it's a great time to travel in Europe, by the way, if they're on the euro. Even if you travel to the UK, the pound is pretty good also against the dollar. All right. So I get these 2 tickets. I'm not speeding. I'm not running over Italian nuns at the Vatican. I get these 2 tickets because I drove on a street that was only the local trafficker and no a tourist in the rental car.
Okay, so pay your fine.
But it was unmarked.
Take it up, but hire an Italian traffic attorney.
Wait a sec. This happened in June or July of 2019. I did not get notification that the Commune of Bologna was coming after me. I didn't get notification until over a year later.
Okay.
It was over a year later before they got a hold of me. And I dispute this. I think this is like some kind of racket. This is a tourist trap. I've seen the signs where they've got like red flashing signs for the zone. It's like a local zone. And it's some kind of an Italian thing. So I start getting letters over a year later from the Polizia in the Locale di Bologna.
All right, this Italian accent really is getting on my nerves.
All right.
What's the matter?
Cut the crap on all of it. You get a ticket, you're stiffing the Italian people is what you're doing.
I'm not stiff.
You're
first
stiffing
of all,
my ancestors.
I dispute this. This was a trap. This was, and and let me tell you what I think happened. I think that I was not even able to get out of where the car rental place had parked the cars. I think I got nailed just like leaving the area where they had their cars parked. So I think this is like a total racket. So over a year later, they're trying to get me on these, and they say I went in the zone twice. So they're trying to hit me up. And the fines were like, they sent me a letter, right? The 2 letters, I got 2 individual letters, and I had 30 days to pay the fine, and it was somewhat reasonable. It was like €150 a piece. So it would have been €300. But then the letter didn't get to me until well after the 30-day period to get the low rate had expired, and then it shot up to like €350 a ticket. So it's like over $700 for driving, not fast, but driving on a street that's for locals only. What a freaking racket. I said, screw this. And here's where my Italian restaurant buddies come in, because they're Italian. So if I've got questions about getting traffic tickets in Italy, who am I going to go to?
Yeah, the Italians.
I'm going to go to my Italian buddies that happen to own restaurants here in the Tampa Bay area. And every one of them said, don't worry about it. They said, forget it. You don't pay that crap. Forget about it. So I forgot about it. I didn't pay the damn things. And I kept getting like these letters. And then it came, first of all, it came from the police. And this is the ticket. This is your accusation. This is what you're being fined for. And I just ignored it because my Italian restaurant buddy said, ignore the tickets.
Now I have a question for you.
Yes?
Where are all your Italian buddies from? This is a serious question because, the country is like split into 2, and you've got southern Italy where everything is just wild, wild west on the roads, don't obey traffic laws, don't pay them, act crazy, and then it's different northern Italian.
I've got friends from all over the place. So I've got the friends from Sicily. I've got the friends from the Bari, which is over on the west, the East Coast. I've got friends from the Napoli area, Napoli, Italy. That's kind of wild, wild west out there. But this happened in Bologna, which is northern, not quite as far as Milan, but it's north. So then I start getting letters from like the city attorney.
Okay.
And now, so it goes from the police department trying to collect their money for this bogus crap infraction. Then I start getting stuff from the city attorney. I'm ignoring all this. I'm getting these letters in the mail here in Tampa, and I'm just... my Italian restaurant friends told me to forget about it. You don't pay these things. What are they going to do?
Were they wrong?
Well, guess what?
They're wrong.
Now I've been turned over for collection, and now a U.S. collection agency is trying to come after me.
So that means the Italian has sold the debt for like pennies on the dollar?
So the Italian police in Bologna have now sold my traffic tickets to a U.S.-based collection agency. Dear Todd Schnitt, your account has been placed in our office for collections. If paid in full or if payment arrangements are made with our office, all collection activity will be stopped. In Italy, traffic violations follow the car. The rental car company subject to the violation furnished the municipality with the I dispute this.
Obviously, but
I dispute this.
Doing it on your radio show is very fruitless. You should probably call them.
I think Fester brings up a good point. If you keep talking about this, they're going to yank you back to Italy. They're going to try you. It's going to be like the biggest thing since Amanda Knox.
They've already biggest thing since she was accused of stabbing her roommate.
Italy wrote MJ off.
My little traffic ticket or 2 tickets.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I want to go to phones on this. So we must have some experts listening. I would like to know. What now? So now the Italian authorities have turned me over to a U.S. collection agency, and now they're asking for, let me read the detail. Our file number, the creditor is the Polizia Locale di Bologna, and then there's a creditor account, and they want 406 euros.
Sounds like they went down in their price.
No, it was $350. So now it's 406.
Oh, so the price of the euro changed
per ticket. They want 406 euros. So they want this is $812 that they want because I've got 2 infractions here. So what do I do? What do I do?
Pay the damn thing.
I'm not paying the damn thing.
Then be a scofflaw.
Right, hang on.
Then have it ding your Italian credit.
Let's go to phones on this. So I'm sure we have a lot of deadbeat folks that are listening that are dealing with creditors. All right, I need some advice. What do I do? So now I've got a U.S. Where are they based? They are
probably based in Hoboken or something.
Yeah, they're out west. I don't want to give the exact name of the company here because someone will rat me out. All right, so what do I do? Anyone listening that has been involved in creditor situations, I know that I have rights. Even though and I'm telling you right now, this is bogus. The original tickets I got are bogus, all right? So I dispute it. I didn't have a chance to have my day in court. I'm not going back to flipping Italy to go to court on these little local driving infractions for driving in a local zone. All right, let's go to phones. 800-990-1047. So what do I do? Folks, I'm thinking that, if we get a bunch of calls on this, that maybe you'll learn something if a credit agency is coming after you on something else. All right, so what is my position? Do I have a leg to stand on here? 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. So what should I do here? I need some advice. Maybe you're a lawyer. Maybe you're a lawyer that deals with credit situations. Maybe you're just an individual that had a similar situation.
Maybe you're wanted by European authorities.
Now, all I have are the letters, and I'm going to ignore the letters from this U.S. credit agency. I'm just going to ignore them. So what happens? Are they going to start calling my cell phone? I know that as an individual that I do have rights under the Credit Reporting Act or whatever. I know that I do have rights, and I know that creditors, I don't think they can harass you to the point where they call you in the middle of the night or threaten to steal your dog. All right, so I want to go to phones on this. Every line is ringing. So 800-990-1047 will get you on. 800-990-1047. If you get a busy signal and you have great information, just wait for someone to hang up and then try to sneak in.
All right. So while
Yes.
we're waiting for the MJ criminal credit lines
Well,
to fill up.
they're ready to go. I can take them right now. Yeah.
Give me a second.
Yeah.
Because I have to stop and pause the whole show because today is my son Hudson's 6th birthday, and he's in the car on his way to school. So I have to say, happy birthday to Hudson.
Yes.
Happy birthday, little guy. He's turning 6.
Oh,
Have a great day at
Yay.
school. We'll be going to his favorite restaurant this week to celebrate Ford's Garage.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
We
Ford's
love you,
Garage.
Huddy.
Yeah. All right, so let's go to phones. Jacob is in Tampa. Hey, Jacob, you're on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Hi.
Hi. I had the same thing happen to me, MJ. New Year's resolutions. I got a gym membership. I'm a big guy. I canceled out maybe about 3 months in. I sent them an email to cancel my membership. And about 2 years later, I get a collections letter from the mail stating I owe them $400 when I told them to cancel my membership.
All right, so what was the recourse that you had? What happened?
So they sent me a letter in the mail saying that I owed them $400, and if not, they were going to pursue me for, my charges that I owed. And I called them and I said, hey, I have this email that I sent to the gym to cancel my membership, and they didn't do it. And they said, well, you should have to pay the $400. I said, the heck I'm not. So I'm just waiting, playing the waiting game like you are.
All right, so when was the last contact you had?
They send me a letter about every 2 weeks.
Gotcha.
2 weeks. I think they've spent at least like $50.
Have they called you? Are they allowed to call you, or did that end? Or so?
They send me letters. I guess they can't continue to call because that's harassment, but they just keep sending me letters.
And you're telling me, Jacob, you have email proof that you told the gym membership to cancel your gym membership.
Exactly. That's exactly what I have.
Well, I would tell them to pound freaking sand.
But they still want my $400. I said, I'm sorry, but I'm not giving that up. I told you to cancel.
Listen, Jacob, thanks for the call. Let me know. I'm curious what happens. Let me know whether it's 6 months down the road or whenever it is. Let us know what happened with that, okay?
All right, MJ. Y'all have a good day.
You too. Thanks. Adria's in Tampa, if I'm saying that proper. Is it Adria?
Yes, Adria.
Well, Adria, welcome to the MJ Morning Show. Would you like to weigh in on my situation?
Absolutely. I'm no expert. I'm not a lawyer, but I feel like if that's the way they treat foreigners in Italy, then keep promoting it so that we don't visit.
All right, you're way off, Adria. That is, I love you, Adria.
I love Italy, by the way.
Me too. It's my favorite place.
Well,
I do too, and I'm part Italian, but that's not right.
Well, listen, I'm not gonna. It's not right, and this is an absolute trap that I got caught in driving through a local zone.
Or you broke a legitimate law.
Agreed.
I mean, it's possible there was a tiny
There
sign in
was
Italian that you missed.
A tiny Italian sign. Yeah. Also, the rental car company should have warned me and said, hey, they should have a map. Hey, watch out for these local zones. They know that the people get whacked with these things all the time.
Should they also give you a map of where lakes are so you don't take a right and accidentally drive into a lake?
Come on, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. So, Adria, thanks for calling. Yeah, I'm not going to not go to Italy because Italy is one of my favorite places on the planet. So I'm not going to not go, but I'm also not going to pay for it. And that was a concern because we went to Italy last summer. Remember, we went to Sardinia for a week, and then we spent the second week in Firenze in Florence. And I was concerned when I got into the country and my passport got scanned. Was it like going to start flashing? Is like a red light going to go off? Is it going to be, violator? Was I going to be picked up by the Italian police or the carabinieri? I don't know.
See,
all right, phones are loaded.
What's changed is it's gone from the Italian jurisdiction. They've sold it to an American company.
That's what I'm saying.
So now you're even with the Italians.
So the Italians, so I might be off the hook in Italy, but now I got a U.S. Credit collection agency coming after me.
Which is good.
All right, Randy's in Lakeland. Hey, Randy, you're on the MJ Morning Show. What do I do about my predicament?
I was in a couple of situations like this in the past, and this is what a credit repair company told me to do.
Hey, Randy, can you pick up the regular phone because you're a little distant or talk closer into your roof?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
A little better. Go ahead.
Okay. Dispute the charges, obviously, but tell them you need a original document with your written, wet signature that you signed for these charges. They have 30 days to comply, to send you that information, or they cannot they cannot, if they cannot validate that information, they have to drop this. They cannot legally come after you.
All right, so there was obviously no signature because I was never pulled over. This was clearly by traffic cam. So a camera got my rental car allegedly driving through a local zone where there's supposed to be no non-local traffic.
Yeah, it's a little different because it's not a loan or a debt. It's a fine.
Yeah.
There isn't a wet signature.
Plus, it was a traffic cam that must have got the license plate on my rental car in Bologna. So what do you say now? Does that change, or what do you think?
That's my advice to you. That's what I was told to tell them.
All right.
Because you didn't actually sign for anything.
I didn't.
So you're not legitimately responsible.
But listen, it kind of comes down to like the red light cameras in the city of Tampa. You got the red light cameras all over the place.
I didn't sign to run the red light.
And guess what? I could have lent my car to the neighbor. The neighbor runs the red light. I'm getting the ticket. I think that's BS. I don't know how that is even remotely constitutional. I don't know how that hasn't been fought up to the state Supreme Court. Maybe it has. Maybe I missed that. Hey, Randy, thanks for the call. Sherry's in Tampa. Hello, Sherry. You're on the MJ Morning Show.
Hey, hi. How
We're on a 3-in-a-row City of Tampa run here. Go ahead, Sherry.
I hear you. Usually on rental cars, all that, the tolls are already into the cost. The rental car should have picked it up, company. But however, if you have a collector after you, you can send them a cease and desist letter and tell them that you don't owe them, you owe the original person.
Yeah, but the Italian police, they sold the debt. They sold what I owe them, they claim, to this American debt company. And they buy it for pennies on the dollar. So the Italians get something. And then the credit agency the collection agency is hoping to get just a ton of money.
It doesn't make a difference if they sold the debt or not. According to the consumer laws, you owe the original. You owe the original company. You don't owe the collection agency. There's an interesting book called "Stop It" by Bud Hibbs. It explains everything to you. You follow it, you won't owe it.
All right, "Stop It" by Bud Hibbs.
Yes.
All right, thanks for the call, Sherry. Appreciate you calling in. Let's go to Dodd in Dunedin. Can I grab line 6? All right, Dodd is in Dunedin. Hey, Dodd, you're on the MJ Morning Show.
Good morning, MJ.
What do I do?
My name is Bob. I'm from Buffalo, New York.
What do I do?
The collection agency that has that letter, they will settle that for 35% of the amount they're looking for.
Yeah, but listen, I don't want to settle for anything because I dispute. I think I was wambukied over in Italy. I think this is a BS charge. I don't want to pay. I don't want to pay anyone anything.
Well, yeah. Well, see, what Italy did is they know that they can't chase you for that fine money.
Yeah, so they sold it to an American company who has a better chance of chasing me.
Exactly. The collection agency gives them 10 cents on a dollar.
Yeah, no, absolutely. They bought it for cheap. Hey, thanks a lot, buddy. I appreciate it. Let's grab Bill in Spring Hill. Hey, Bill, you're on the MJ Morning Show.
Hey, MJ, how you doing?
Doing fine. What do I do?
Yeah, I'm in a nightmare right now. I've got one of those tickets, one of the red light tickets. It's not even an intersection. It's a crosswalk right where they closed the Funland Drive-In in Tampa on Hillsborough. They have 2 of them.
Right.
But I'm currently fighting with this company out of Tempe, Arizona.
Yep.
Got into a payment plan. They took my initial money, and now they're sending me other notices. And I went down yesterday, and I told them I'm fixing to sue them. I told them, you're going to have to send your attorneys over here. That's going to cost you money, right?
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, listen, good luck with that. And listen, City of Tampa's got the red light cameras all over the place. I got a major issue with that. Remember the City of Tampa got all... remember the red light camera company got in trouble? Remember there was an accusation that they were actually... I think Mike Deason on Channel 10. Remember when Channel 10 had people that you knew? I don't know anybody on Channel 10 anymore.
Reginald Roundtree.
What?
Reginald Roundtree.
He's not on Channel 10 anymore.
He hasn't been on for a decade.
Exactly. I know,
I know, guys.
Channel 10. If I was asked to name anybody on let's say, hey, we're calling from Channel 10. Hey, if you can name any reporter or anchor or weather, if you can name anybody on Channel 10, we'll give you $1 million.
Heather Van Ness.
I would, what?
Heather Van Ness.
No, she's gone too. I can't name anybody on Channel 10.
At all. Roxanne would like to name 15 more people from 2 decades ago.
I'm just
Go ahead.
I'm
say
just
Sue
naming the
Zelenko.
people.
Go ahead. Say Sue.
I'm just
Cheryl Brown.
I'm shouting out the people who worked there when I was there.
All right. So let me grab a couple more calls, and then I gotta do my teaser story, which is actually quite interesting. And stand by. We'll get to, so in a few minutes. You ever have a feeling about somebody? You just have a feeling. This is a crazy story about, they just had a feeling about somebody.
For good or for bad?
Well, in this case, it's bad. All right, so hold on. We'll get to that in a second. Let me just finish up with phone calls here because phones have exploded. Ryan is down in Lakewood Ranch. Spent a lot of soccer days down there with Chloe. Ryan, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Good morning. How you doing?
Doing fine. What do I do with this U.S. collection agency now after me?
I would ignore them. That's what I did.
And do they eventually go away?
So I've had a collection agency coming after me for 2 years.
Right.
For, overdue textbook.
Right.
College.
Yep.
I couldn't return it due to the COVID.
Right.
And they recently just stopped bothering me. They wanted like $300 from me. The book was like $25.
Oh,
and I was not going to pay it.
I see. Just ignore them and they'll go away, right?
Yep.
I'm wondering if this collection agency, if they'll ever like for $700-800, are they going to like file a
credit report against you?
a lawsuit. So my question is, can they file like a small claims court law? Are they going to want to come to court in the Tampa Bay area? And can they ding my credit on this? Hey, thanks for the call. I appreciate it. All right, let me grab Moses in Wesley Chapel. Moses, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, MJ, how's it going? It's crazy because when I went to Rome, I was trying to get on a bus, and I didn't have any way of paying. And sure enough, the cops just pulled me over a couple of stops down and gave me a $52 fine for a $3 entry on the bus. I thought it was a scam, too. So, I mean, I feel sorry for you. They must have realized that we were tourists, and they got us to pay immediately. So you lucked out. I'm surprised that they didn't ask you for the money up front.
No, because the traffic cameras caught my rental car allegedly driving in a local traffic zone only, which was a racket. So the bus driver must have alerted the Italian cops, and then they nailed you, a couple of stops down on the bus. Thanks for the call. Wayne is in Tampa. Wayne, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Man, I want to wrap this up because I want to move on, but man, the phone calls are like out the wazoo here. Hey, Wayne, go ahead.
Hey, morning, MJ. Here's what you do. It's very simple, and I've done this for several years. Just did this for my daughter. The first thing you want to do is call them. Tell them to validate the account. Validate, not verify. Verify means they'll send you a bill again and say, we sent you a bill. So, no, validate it. If you do not validate this account, I will report you to the FTC, which is the Consumer Federal Protection.
Yeah, the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission.
Correct, but there's a section for the Consumer Federal Bureau where you report credit collections agencies. And once they get it, in about 30 minutes, they'll have that complaint from the federal government. And you watch how fast they will remove it from your credit bureau. So that's something that many people don't know. That first you ask them to validate it because you've got to do that. They don't even know what validation means. They will not. They'll say, we're going to verify it. We send you 10 letters. No, that's not validation. Validation is proving that I signed for this, proving that I owe you, proving that you can collect in the state, proving that the statutes of limitations have not run out. Send that to me, and anything I sign, everything relating to this, and if you don't validate this account, you must delete it based on the federal
Wayne,
law.
How much money do you owe out there?
Sounds like you have some really bad credit.
No, I don't owe, my friend. I help people to get out.
Oh, I got you. No, Wayne, I appreciate it, man. Great information. All right, so I'm just going to, but if I call them up, I don't want them to know my phone number on caller ID.
Call them from the office here.
They can't call. You can call them from any number, and they'll give them the account that's on there. If they call you after 9 o'clock, they're in violation. They can't call your friends. They can't call your neighbors. They can't call your job. So
Hey, Wayne, thanks for the tip. I wrote everything down, so I'm going to tell them to validate me. Validate it. Man, look at the phones, Fester. I want to move on here, but every line is jammed.
But Wayne's right. It's the verbiage you use.
Right.
It's validate, not verify.
All right, let me grab Miguel. Miguel's in Spring Hill. Hey, Miguel.
Good morning, everybody.
All right, what do we do here?
Here's the deal. This is a collection agency. What they can do to you is they can obviously report this to the credit bureau and attack your credit score. Then they will go ahead and send this out to an attorney for collections. The attorney has basically to gauge how much money it's going to take to collect the monies from you. And it's going to cost them way more than it's worth. Eventually, you just basically contact them, tell them, look, I am not responsible for these fees as I was unaware. You guys got me on camera, but I'm not.
By the way, I was never provided a picture of the rental car license plate number, so
they haven't given you anything to validate, as that gentleman said before, or verify that, in fact, you're it.
Yep.
So if they want to take the time to spend the thousands of dollars it takes to go to court, and even filing a $300 small claims court, which is up to $5,000 issue, it's not worth it. It's not cost effective. In the business, this is going into spending good money over bad money.
Gotcha, loud and clear. Thank you, buddy. All good information. And, by me talking about this and taking these phone calls, our listeners are getting
ideas
information.
on how to screw European countries.
No,
yes.
it's not just that, because I'm sure we have listeners that are listening that are right now are in a collection situation for something, that happened here. Barbara's in Pinellas Park. Hey, Barbara, you're on the MJ Morning Show.
Hi, good morning. I was just going to say it's too bad that they didn't let you know ahead of time and you could have went back and took some pictures of no information that you couldn't go through. But as far as the collection agency, if you ignore it, they're going to take you to court.
But they're not local. It's like they're across the other side of the country. So you think they're going to take me to court?
They could, yeah.
Yeah, they could, but they're a boiler room.
Yeah,
just hoping to get.
They're rolling the dice. They're just playing the numbers game, and they know that there's some debt they'll never collect, and that's what I got to figure out here. All right, let me grab two more, and then we got to move on. Travis is in Arcadia. Hey, Travis, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Going well. Go ahead.
I lived in England for a couple of years. I'm home now, but on my way back home, I guess we missed a payment for the internet bill, and I didn't realize it. And several years later, they fire off some collections to me, and so I called them up, tried to pay them, mind you. I'm making an international call from home states here, and they didn't want to take it because I was trying to pay in dollars, and they did not want to do the conversion fee. So, hello?
We're listening. Every case is different.
Yeah, that's crazy stuff. Unbelievable. Thanks for the call. Go ahead. Go ahead.
More.
Oh, hang on a minute. I just knocked the phone off.
Did you hang up on him?
No, I just knocked the phone off.
Hold on, buddy.
All right, there he is. All right, go ahead.
Yep. Okay. Hey, there's more to it. So I finally get a hold of somebody, and of course I don't use my home phone. I use a Skype number, and we go to the bank, we get a check in pounds, send it to them, and they returned it.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I haven't heard anything back from them, but as far as I know, it's just hanging out there in the wind.
So is this call.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling, Travis.
Appreciate
it. But it really was a great story.
All right. Well, let's not go crazy, Rock. It was a story. All right.
Yeah,
you want to wrap this up?
It was more our fault that it was hanging, not his.
We
He's
have
talking.
3 more people on hold.
I'm taking one more call.
Okay.
I'm just taking one more. Alec is in Brooksville. Alec, last call on this. Go ahead.
Good morning, guys.
All right, last call. Go.
Good morning. Hi, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Please.
Yes, talk.
I got the last call. Okay, so this happened to me twice. Once happened in Denmark. I was in Denmark by the airport, and I have a rental car, and I just pulled up to the front to get the family out, the luggage is out, and then took them inside, come out. There's a police officer giving me a ticket. We got in an argument, this and that. I couldn't understand what he was saying, so he left the ticket on the windshield, and he told me that I was going to pay for it. I said, I'm not going to pay it. I'm flying out of here. I'm leaving. He goes, yes, you are. So I threw the ticket in the trash can next to the car, and then he walked away and said some stuff in a different language. I don't know what he said, but I got it. I took the car like a block down, returned it, got in the flight, came back home, and nothing happened. This was about 4 years ago. Now another time happened in France. I was in Paris. I was driving and I changed lane accidentally, whatever. I guess I did it too quick. I'm not supposed to. All of a sudden, I got this big army truck pull me over, like 10, I don't know, cops or whatever they were.
Military.
With uniform. With the uniform, yeah, military type looking, and they stopped me and they gave me a ticket. It was like I think it was $210 or something, but they took the money cash from me, and I asked for their business card. We don't have business card. I was like, okay, so how do I know if you guys are fake, this and that? Yeah. Again, there was a issue with the language, and they were speaking French. I'm speaking English, so my brother-in-law was with me. He's like, just give him the money. Let's get out of here. So we did. I mean, I guess what happened to you, it's a bunch of BS. You shouldn't pay it. And like the other lady mentioned, the rental car company is responsible for all this.
Yeah, but what they do is that, anything you get while you have the car technically is your responsibility. I'm just disputing the fact. And again, I'm just disputing it all. So I'm not paying. So we'll see what happens. Hey, thanks for the call. All right. Now, what about maybe 20% of all that is valid?
Maybe.
Like,
I mean, everybody has their own story and their own way of trying to resolve it.
No, as far as like how to handle it, maybe 20% is good information, with all the callers we just took.
Yeah.
So, all right, we got to rock the cash box. Hang on a minute. Do I got to play a little jingle here?
Oh, unless you want me and Fesh to do it.
Hang on. Well, maybe I'll have you sing it.
Play yours first.
Here we go.
It's time to rock the cash box.
All right.
That's really it?
Yeah, that's it.
It's growing on me.
No.
No, it's not.
No.
What is growing on you?
Okay, let's try one now. Froggy and I are going to make one up on the fly.
All right, here we go.
It's time to rock the cash box. Call now.
All right, here we go. All right, so your chance to win $1,000 right now. This hour's word is fame. F-A-M-E. This hour's word is fame. Text it nationwide to 45911 before 8:15. That's quarter after for a shot at $1,000 cash, or you can even enter it on the Q105 app or at myq105.com. So good luck. That's the Rock the Cash Box song this hour. All right. Do you ever have a feeling about somebody? You just have a feeling something's off, something's wrong. Did you see what the students did up in Rhode Island? No. Middle school boys thought their teacher was a creep. So they did some homework. And they figured out that the guy turned up in like a pedophile database.
Oh my God.
Yeah, this is oh, you like it? How about that for a shocker? How about that, man? Yeah, a little pedophile database. All right, here's the story. This happened up in Rhode Island. A pedo database where some Davisville middle school students documented how their teacher harassed girls in their class is now part of an investigation of a North Kingstown, Rhode Island teacher. So here's what happened. As sixth graders, the students thought that their teacher at Davisville Middle School was a creep. They saw him leering at some girls, singling them out with pet nicknames, encouraging them to dance for him.
Okay.
They saw him treating boys with contempt, and sometimes he was cruel.
Get out of here, boys.
The teacher, who was also a coach and involved in extracurricular activities as well, told students that he'd weathered parents' complaints for nearly 30 years, and there was nothing that they could do to him. So he's like taunting the kids.
He's Teflon.
Oh, you want to complain about me? Hey, I've been dealing with little cretin kids like you for 30 years. All kinds of complaints. You can't do anything. Well, I guess those kids took the challenge.
Good for them.
Yeah. By 7th grade, some of the boys had started taking notes, documenting what the teacher was saying and doing.
Wow.
Particularly to the girls at the school. In an exclusive interview with the Boston Globe, one of the boys described how in January 2021, he and his friends started to, I guess they started their own pedo database.
On this guy.
To track the teacher's words and actions. They had tried talking to adults about what they had heard and saw. None of the adults listened or took them seriously, according to the student. It made the boys uncomfortable to see the girls in their class struggle to deal with this guy. Flirting with him, just acting creepy. So on January 5th of 2021, a small group of the 7th grade boys decided to stick up for the girls. They set up a sub-channel on Discord, named it after the teacher, and called it the Pedo Database. They posted the teacher's pedo comments and quotes on this Discord account, and they said, "Hey, this is the evidence we have. This is how the official chat began." And they would later use evidence against the guy about pedophilia in case anything does come up. Well, during COVID, they attended class online. They'd open the Discord channel on a split screen and document the teacher's comments. You all love me, so choose love. You got to stand up and dance now. Everyone in bathing suits tomorrow.
What?
Yeah. Once they were back in class in person after they stopped the online learning, the boys started jotting down all these notes and then would add it to the channel later, flirting with girl, teasing another, calling the girl sweetheart and sunshine, asking one girl to take off her shoes and try wiggling her toes without moving her pinkies. I mean, just weird stuff. So the school year ends. The boys told incoming students about the Discord channel and encouraged them to keep tabs on the teacher. So as they were leaving, they were telling other kids, hey. So they were leaving this particular school, I guess, moving on to high school.
Yeah, middle school students. This is a several-year middle school investigation.
And then in late April of this year, the teacher was escorted out of the school. Interim Superintendent Michael Waterman announced that he had placed the teacher on leave and was launching an investigation to allegations that the teacher had stalked a preteen girl at the middle school while he was her coach and had been inappropriate with other girls. Accusations made by a lawyer representing the girl's family, blah, blah, blah. I guess they accused the former coach, Aaron Thomas, of conducting naked fat tests on teenage athletes. The middle school girl's family had complained to a previous superintendent, but it wasn't until they threatened to get a restraining order that the teacher was made to stop coaching. Anyway, the teacher went on to coach 2 other school districts while continuing to teach, making $87,000 a year. Anyway, here you have these diligent students that were keeping tabs on this guy. They knew something was off with this guy.
Well, not only are they valiant for sticking up for the little girls in the class, but they're like the most thorough 7th graders, middle schoolers you could ever imagine with their full investigation and their cybersecurity stuff.
So the boy's mother contacted this pedo database that the kids had set up. It's now in the hands of the U.S. Attorney's Office, the State Department of Children and Youth and Families up in Rhode Island. But apparently this guy has a long history. And finally, these diligent kids who were fed up, they had a feeling about this guy, and they were right. And this guy had a long history of this. So people came forward. They were able to put together a case and document all these other individuals and how long this crap had been happening for years.
Yeah, good job, guys.
But it goes down to what I said originally. What did I say originally before I did the story?
When you have a feeling about someone.
You ever have a feeling about somebody? Should we take some phone calls?
Is this guy getting protected by the school?
Should we take a couple of calls? You ever have a feeling about somebody and then, oh my God, you're not going to believe what the revelation was?
I think the idea of students complaining about teachers isn't new. So he's right. Yeah, people have been complaining about me all the time. Every year there's new kids, they have complaints.
You know what? I'm not going to take too many calls on this because I got a lot of stuff we got to get to. We got the latest Tom Brady stuff, and, well, it's just a lot. And I don't know why this NyQuil chicken story is coming back around, but it is. So hang on, a lot coming up in a second. But you know what? Let me test the waters on this. And I asked the question, you ever have a feeling about somebody, you knew something was off or wrong, something just didn't quite add up, and then there was a revelation, and then the truth came out. You had a feeling about somebody, and then after a certain amount of time, something occurred, something happened, the truth came out. So has that ever happened to you? 800-990-1047. You ever have a feeling about somebody and then the whole story came to light of what really this person was into or did? 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Yeah, Rox.
I had a feeling about a couple people who I interviewed over the years.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Like celebrity interviews or like for like job interviews as like the janitor?
Celebrity interviews.
All right, I'll bite. Go ahead.
Like Jared from Subway and Bill Cosby.
Roxanne.
No, you're revising. You're telling me that you interviewed Jared from Subway? All right, we interviewed the guy, 3 times?
He was on the tour. He was around a lot.
We had Jared from Subway, who subsequently wasn't he like arrested for like underage sex with girls and stuff? And like didn't he have a bunch of like pictures of nude like teenage girls?
He's a creep.
Anyway, so yeah, Jared, we had him in studio probably 3 or 4 times over the years. And I didn't have an inkling. You're telling me that you had an inkling about Jared from Subway?
Also Harvey Weinstein.
Everybody that's been busted for it, you knew.
All right, so everyone that has been busted, suddenly Roxanne, she knew all along.
Kevin
right.
Spacey.
You had no...
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Him too.
Yeah, get out of here. All right, let me go to phones on this. Look at every line is jammed again. Aaron's in Tampa. Hey, Aaron, you're on the MJ Morning Show.
Hey, MJ, how you doing?
Good. What happened?
Good. So this happened locally about, 15 years ago or so, back in 2006.
Right.
Hardy High School, where I graduated, had a math teacher that the other math teachers had a weird feeling about, and they actually called the FBI and got his computer confiscated. He had child porn on the school computer.
Oh, man. So they had a feeling about the guy, and and the feeling paid off because the guy had all kinds of kiddie porn on a school computer?
Yep.
He just has that
He was
look.
a teacher there for a couple of years, and they just had a weird inkling, and well, he's in jail now.
Oh, man. And he like busted during school hours? Did the feds come in like during school and take him away?
No, but I didn't have his class, but a friend of mine did, and we got the notification, 10 minutes before school actually started that day, that they were going to have a substitute teacher for the long term.
Wow, thanks for the call. Appreciate it. Let's grab Lisa in Largo. Hey, Lisa, you're on the MJ Morning Show.
Hey, so I worked in this office, and there was this older guy. He wasn't that old, but he was older than the girls he was kind of going after. They were young interns. So he would go around. My first creepy feeling was he would talk to me on a normal voice, and anytime anyone young would walk in, he'd change his total demeanor. So I thought that was weird, but then I ignored it. And then the next thing I noticed, the girls at the desk would be working, and he'd skip over anybody older, and he'd go straight to the interns and rub their shoulders.
Oh, no.
So
Not the
after a
shoulder
while-
rub.
Yeah.
Couple of those.
So I said, that's inappropriate. You shouldn't be doing that. They're young. So, and he said, okay, fine. And then he got really attitude. It kept going on. And then finally the girls were coming to me complaining. So we put in a formal complaint, and then another one followed, and then he was fired. Well, a year goes by, and one of the girls I worked with said, hey, so-and-so, he's in jail. She goes, I've seen it somewhere where he had been arrested for sexual abuse on a young girl that was an intern at his new practice that he went to.
Oh, my God. Hey, thanks for the call, Lisa. See, this is what I'm talking about. You had a feeling, and then it comes to fruition that your feeling was right. Kyle's in Tampa. Hey, Kyle, MJ Morning Show, you're up.
Hey, MJ, how's it going this morning?
Going well. What do you got?
Hey, so we had a security guard at a hospital locally in Tampa that would follow, like he would say, oh, do you need someone to walk you to your car? He would walk people to their car all the time. A lot of people got a really weird vibe from him. So the hospital did a background check finally. Apparently they had...
Yeah, why don't you do a background check before you hire the security guard?
Of all the people.
Yeah, really.
So turns out he was a serial rapist.
Oh, my God.
This is getting crazy.
Oh, my God. Yeah?
Yeah. So he was promptly fired and charges were pressed. That was a whole thing.
My God, thanks for the call. Appreciate it. Bill's in Tampa. Hey, all right, a couple more. We got to move on. Bill, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
It's been a while back now. My wife has like a sixth sense when it comes to stuff like that.
Yep.
And we were some friends of ours, their brother, and we were over their house, so we left after like a little shing-ding thing, and she was like, something's not right about him. I got that feeling I get. And I'm like, what feeling? She said, the feeling I get, when I could tell. I was like, okay. So long story short, a couple years later, he gets arrested. For like the last 17 years, all three of his daughters. He got 38 years in prison.
Oh, my God.
Great.
Yeah.
That is insane. So your wife's sixth sense does it again. All right, two more calls. Lisa in Riverview. Hey, Lisa, MJ Morning Show, you're up.
Hey, good morning.
And folks, if you're just tuning in, we're just talking about, you ever have a feeling about somebody that something's just not right? And we told the story about middle school students up in Rhode Island, and there was a teacher that they knew something wasn't right. Turned out the guy was like a pedophile creep, and they did a lot of homework, and they did a lot of legwork, set up a Discord account, and finally the story started coming in from this guy's, previous, encounters over years, and they were able to put this guy out of business. All right, Lisa, you're up. Go ahead.
Hey, good morning. So my husband and I own an AV company, and when Irma came through, we teamed up with a Seattle player. Can't remember his name off the top of my head for some reason right this minute. But I just had this really odd feeling that he was very volatile.
Hold on, you hooked up with this, what'd you say, a
Seattle player. Seattle Seahawks player.
Oh, so you hooked up with a baseball player. Gotcha. And then, hold on, what
Seahawks is a football team, right?
Oh, did I say baseball?
Okay, so what kind of company is she?
Yeah, what kind of company? I didn't understand.
An air conditioning company in Riverview.
All right,
so you have an air conditioning company, and you hire Russell Wilson from the Seattle Seahawks back in the day.
Wasn't Russell Wilson? I can't remember his name. However,
why would you say? Why would you?
Because Russell Wilson's the most famous Seattle Seahawk.
All right, but we're talking about. But we're talking about creepy people.
Because she's bringing up a Seattle Seahawk player.
All right, but
out of an AC company in Irma.
Don't drag someone's name into it.
Sorry, Russ.
All right.
Yeah. We're going to put on Tom Brady in a couple minutes.
All right, go ahead, Lisa.
So,
why would you bring up some guy's name where it's obviously going to be a disparaging story? Why would you bring up somebody?
It's just a sports reference.
All
It's a sports reference.
All right, go ahead, Lisa.
Steve Largent, who's hired by his AC company.
Go ahead.
Very volatile. Acts like he's got this really odd temper, and I'm just thinking, God, there's something not right with this guy. So I end things with him. 2 days later, he murders his wife in a hotel room.
Oh my God!
All right, we can probably find out.
So that would probably be in Google.
Yeah. So here you're throwing out someone else's name that didn't murder their wife.
And this woman doesn't remember this person's name?
I can't remember his name off the top of my head. It's hell to get old, man.
All right.
This was during Irma.
All right, so the Seattle Seahawks are football, the Seattle Mariners are baseball. Right, okay.
Right, correct.
All right, Lisa, thanks for the call.
Sports.
All right, so was it wide receiver Tommy Kane who brutally murdered his wife in 2020?
You can't disparage him.
I hung up the phone.
Former Seattle Seahawks wide receiver Tommy Kane
brutally murdered his wife. I mean, how many former Seahawks murdered their wives? I'm guessing it's not more than one.
After a 2-day stint with an air conditioning company in Central Florida,
stop it.
Seattle Seahawks former player Tommy Kane.
It doesn't say that. All right, let me grab. Yes, Rox.
I have a story that was actually triggered by the caller who mentioned the word rapist.
Right.
I do remember one time Doug hired a painting person, a painter.
A painter, yes.
A painting person human.
I'm here to
Yes.
paint you.
A painting human person, yes.
To paint one of his homes. And there were like 3 bids, and this guy's bid was significantly lower. And he's like, I'm just going to go with him. I mean, it's just paint. How
Right.
bad can he mess it up? So then we were there. This is when he first got started in the business. And I was there, and I was like, this guy creeps me the bleep out. Like,
Right.
I can't even be around him.
And what happened?
And so then he didn't show up to pay. He did the first half, and Doug paid him. And then he didn't show up after that. And then he kept telling Doug he had a stroke. And then he was gone for 2 days. And then he came back, and he was like even weirder and creepier. And I think he just spent all the money on drugs. And then we actually did like a Google search on him, and he was a rapist.
Oh,
like
my
a convicted
God.
rapist. So now every time we do any kind of remodeling and painting gets brought up, I'm like, are you going to hire a rapey painter or a regular painter?
Rapist, artist. And what do you guys have, like a museum of your painted houses in your house?
Hey, Brandy, last call on this about people that just kind of creep you out. You got a feeling, and then something comes to fruition to seal the deal, and that your perception was right. Brandy, you're up next. Last call on this. Hey, Brandy.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
So this happened while I was living back home in Louisiana. I was put on a blind date with one of my best friends and a couple of team from the lead narcotics agencies in Louisiana and Baton Rouge. So I went out, we went to New Orleans, and I was like, God, this guy is just really weird. Like, he was just really attracted to 16 and under, or he would make like sly comments about like 6-year-old little girls about their little clothes they were wearing. In New Orleans, it was hot. So, of course, little kids are wearing little short shorts. And I was like, that's odd. I was like, don't you have kids? And he was like, yeah. I was like, okay. So we went on a couple of dates and everything. And keep in mind, this is a lead narcotics agent. He is now in prison, to be exact. And he would say a few times, like when we were out to dinner, he was like, what do you think about her outfit or her outfit? And we're talking about like 10-year-old girls.
Oh, my
under
God.
12. And I was like, yeah, maybe that's inappropriate. I wouldn't dress my child.
All right, so what happened? So he's commenting all these creepy comments. So what happened?
So come to find out, I did put in a call to a sergeant and just told him about, I had some little feelings. I have 2 boys, and I was like, I just have a weird feeling about this guy. That I know he's like your head macho person for the narcotics. And he was like, well, thank you for letting me know. He was like, I'll keep an eye on him. So a couple of times he had gotten in trouble for writing tickets to underage, well, we would put like 16-year-olds about harassment or about comments. But the long story short, he is now in prison. He and his wife, his now wife, they're actually in prison in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And they were actually doing videos, and they were having kids come to their house.
Oh, my God, the wife was in on it, too?
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
You can look at it. It's all over Google. I about died when I saw that.
So how long was it from the time that you had gone out with the guy to him being discovered and ending up in prison?
So that was 12 years ago. I went out on a date with him a few times. So I would say he has been in prison probably now for about maybe 6 years.
Wow, that's unbelievable. Thanks for the call. Appreciate it.
Thanks, sugar.
Look at that. I thought it was Britney Spears for a second. And she is from Louisiana.
Oh, brother.
All right, what do we do with Tom Brady? So Tom Brady had his podcast last night.
He does a podcast. God,
Yeah,
enough.
Yeah, Tom Brady has a podcast.
Does he need a podcast? I am tired of him.
Coming up with everything I can possibly do to not have to talk to my wife.
How many audio bites did you pull here, Andrew? Do I have like 27 bites?
Just play the whole thing.
All right, so what are the important ones? I've got like 16 sound bites here. What are the important ones to play?
The ones I gave you. There were a lot more than that.
All right, so Tom Brady commenting on the current state of affairs. But again, why didn't any of the reporters ask him, hey, what's going on with Giselle? And is the Giselle situation occupying your head right now and affecting your football?
Well, this is not a press conference.
Oh, I know that.
It's his
This is his podcast. But with the press conference on Sunday after the game, It's like, why don't some of these sports reporters at the presser ask about Giselle? That's what everyone wants to know.
Because, like, what if someone says if someone says the wrong word on air, is someone going to ask us, "Oh, did you do that because you have problems at home?" No, like you keep those things separate. No, don't ask.
I know
them.
I've had a pretty bad record against that tablet. Unfortunately, I think I forgot the password and I couldn't log in. So those things can be frustrating as we realize with time. So unfortunately, the tablet just happens to get in the way, and obviously that's the reason why things weren't going great yesterday. So I had to take it out on the poor, meaningless tablet.
All right, so a Microsoft Surface Pro is a poor, meaningless tablet?
Yeah, that's degrading.
Is Tom Brady demeaning tablets now?
He must be an iPad guy.
Oh, my goodness. And, of course, that was after Tom Brady took the tablet and smashed the crap out of the thing.
I'm trying to make sure I don't throw my arm out when I throw it, but I was pretty pissed yesterday. So until I get it right, I'm going to keep doing it. And obviously with repetition being the key to success, I got to get the perfect tablet slam, which I haven't got yet. So tune in next week to see if it happens.
He's doing his deep voice thing again.
He's talking about smashing the tablet on the side. He's making a joke out of it.
You're incorrigible.
No, that would be incorrigible. Not
Tom, you're incorrigible.
It's not incorrigible. It would be incorrigible
The
is
only
the
thing
word.
Not encouraging.
He's encouraging is slamming the tablets.
My God, he's still talking about the tablet here.
That tablet's out of commission. That will never come back to life.
And the one the year before as well.
Yeah.
He smashed it. That one really came apart. That was in like 3 or 4 pieces. The one that he smashed a year ago with New Orleans.
Oh, Tom.
All right. So then he talks about, I guess, the issue on the field with Mike Evans and Lattimore. Do we need to play any more about
The biggest thing from the game, I think,
Yeah,
yesterday,
I
Evans
guess.
got a 1-game suspension.
Yeah.
from the league.
So what led to the fight?
Well, it was an emotional game against a team that we have a tough time with. And I think everyone prior to the game felt very intense. The game was intense. It was a hard-hitting game. And, Mike and Marshawn, they've had their own battles over the years. And look, I think just sometimes the emotions get the best of us. And I love Mike. And the fact that Mike would come out there to defend me, it means everything in the world to me as a teammate and a friend. And Mike knows how I feel about him. So in the end, emotions are a part of sports. Sometimes they boil over, and they obviously did yesterday. And it's a unfortunate circumstance. I don't think it deserved any type of suspension. I think that's ridiculous. Hopefully we can move past it, get to a better place. And, in the end, I appreciate Mike having my back. I know he'll learn from it, and he knows that we all have his back.
Thank you for being a friend.
Yes. Babbling, Tom.
But his voice got high again.
I noticed that.
Yeah, his voice was low, and then it got high. So there you go.
It happens every time I talk about Mike Evans.
Yeah, so Mike Evans suspended for 1 game by the NFL, and Marshawn Lattimore, he got nothing. Now the Bucs are going to appeal the decision, so we'll see what happens, whether the suspension's going to stand, because certainly I would think that with the Packers coming into town, that they can certainly use Mike Evans.
Yeah, it's
Mike
true.
Evans makes some clutch plays, man. He does those one-handed catches and pulls the ball in.
So, Packers next week. I think the Chiefs the week after that. So we've got some hard games coming up.
We do. So Mike Evans, I would imagine the suspension will be for this weekend, right?
Unless if he files an appeal, they could postpone it.
All right. I don't know why this is coming around again. I have no idea. But yesterday, I started noticing that this story started popping up in my feed. This story started popping up on websites as I'm doing prep. I'm flipping through the channels. I'm flipping through the news channels yesterday, looking at Fox News Channel and CNN, and I'm just trying to see what's going on. It's like, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm just trying to see what's in the news. You get the Queen stuff was beginning to wind down, and I turn over to CNN, and this is what I hear.
Elizabeth, let's talk about this new social media trend that is prompting the FDA to issue a serious warning about kids misusing over-the-counter drugs, including cooking chicken in NyQuil.
This was like late last year and early this year. The whole don't cook chicken in NyQuil. This thing is going on almost a year old. Why is this coming back around again? So I do a little homework, and suddenly the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, suddenly almost a year later when this stupid social media trend started, where kids were talking about cooking chicken in NyQuil. Yeah, forget about like chicken with a chicken parmesan, chicken NyQuil. The hell is that? Well, exactly what it sounds like.
Chicken already has a lot of tryptophan in it. It already has enough that will make you go
I
to
thought
sleep.
turkey
has more. Turkey has more, yes, but chicken has a lot.
Are you
too.
sure? I can learn something new every day.
What should parents know?
Did you ever think you would say that phrase, Anna, cooking chicken?
I don't
in
get it.
NyQuil?
I don't get it.
It's apparently all the rage among some kids. It is a terrible idea when you cook.
It was a terrible idea when we talked about this like last December.
All right, and for the record, cooking chicken in NyQuil is no better. I mean, you probably won't go to sleep as quickly.
Well, doesn't the NyQuil have like more of the drug that it's the nighttime
it's
sniffling,
nighttime.
sneezing, achy head so you can sleep medicine?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
It's not the cooked chicken in it medicine.
Medicine, you are concentrating it.
So that's the deal. So you cook the medicine, and what you're doing is you're getting rid of the water and the filler stuff, so you're concentrating the actual medicines inside because you're getting rid of the inert ingredients. So you're left with just the medication, and it becomes very concentrated. And do we really need to tell kids? Who the hell would think that chicken cooked in NyQuil would be even remotely tasty? What is this?
Well, I don't think they're doing it for taste.
Just to get high?
Yeah.
Isn't we should just, drink it instead of go through such a process just to get high? That's it tastes good.
Do you get high off a NyQuil?
Listen,
It's
I don't want to give anyone any ideas here.
That's what scissorup is.
But listen, I don't want to give anyone. But you could just boil the NyQuil to get rid, and then just it's like a reduction. It's like making a sauce and reducing a
Right.
sauce.
And that's what people do with drugs in general. They cook meth or cook because to reduce it and concentrate it more. But with the chicken, it's like a pot brownies thing, like the novelty of let's cook something and eat it and get. I assume I don't
know why though it's coming back around. Why this is September of 22, and we had this story originally like in December of 21. And it was like maybe January as well, the story was floating out there.
You cook chicken in NyQuil, and we have no idea how many people are doing it, but it's enough that the FDA...
Is this like an urban legend? Is anybody really cooking? You know what?
I bet you NyQuil meatloaf would be good.
should we? Maybe we should go to phones. Maybe I should ask parents, have you caught your kids, or do you know of anyone that really cooked chicken in NyQuil?
Yeah, I think you're giving us really a lot more attention than it deserves.
Who are you going to give to the phone? I'll eat my shoe if you do.
All right, listen.
All right, 800-990-1047. Is this like a nothing urban legend story that no one has really cooked chicken in NyQuil, but there's this big alarm over something that no one's really doing? Does anyone listening have any information, whether it's your kids or maybe a friend's kids, that were caught cooking chicken in NyQuil? All right, let's go to phones. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. I just want to know if anyone has really ever experienced catching anyone or having any knowledge of anyone really doing this.
Let me tell you what. My kids
Let me give out the number. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Okay, now.
Well, I had to stay up really late last night with Daviana, so if anyone in here wants to cook me some NyQuil chicken, I will happily eat it too.
What do they do? They baste it?
NyQuil doesn't wake you up, Roxanne.
Yes, it does. It totally does.
Yeah, what do you marinate it? Yes, I'm marinating the chicken in the NyQuil overnight. It's delicious. Come on. Is anyone really doing this?
I thought NyQuil gave you a little bit of a pop of energy.
It does.
It clears your nose.
Is worried. When you cook NyQuil, you're concentrating it. So you take it out of the oven, you're inhaling these concentrations. It could hurt your lungs. If you eat the chicken, you're getting a concentrated version of the medication. You've really changed the medication by cooking it. It is a terrible idea. I am here to say unequivocally, do not cook your chicken in NyQuil.
It just sounds disgusting.
And that too.
And dangerous, obviously. Thank you.
The heck?
Obviously.
Now base the chicken with your NyQuil.
So now, breaking news from CNN.
Do not cook your chicken in NyQuil.
Hey, bam, put a little chicken.
Oh,
bam.
great. You're getting calls.
Do not cook your chicken in NyQuil.
Oh, come on.
Love that NyQuil chicken from Popeyes.
Love that chicken with NyQuil.
Hang on, we got a call here. Christina's in Bradenton. Hey, Christina, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Good morning. So I did not do NyQuil. It was Robitussin. So I'm 36 now, and 20 years ago when I was 16, that was actually still a thing. It was Robitussin, though, and they no longer, whatever active ingredient they had in it at that time, 20 years ago, they actually, I heard that they removed it. We never reduced it down. We never cooked it, but we would just drink bottles of it, and we called it Robotrippin.
All right, so you didn't cook chicken with Robitussin. You just drank bottles of Robitussin.
You sound like a good time.
As a 16-year-old kid, when you can't buy alcohol but you want to have a fun time, we would just drink that. And
No.
Again, like I said,
Did you ever go to juvie?
No, I did not.
I just
lots of things I probably should have gotten in trouble for.
All right, and then Christina, have you turned into a productive 36-year-old member of society?
I am. I have my master's degree. I am a home health therapist taking care of our adult population at home.
Well, thank you, Christina, and thanks for checking in. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say she was a pharmacist or
Have
something.
a great day.
Okay, you could just get calls from people who drink this stuff.
I just, listen, I asked, does anyone know of anybody that has really cooked chicken in NyQuil? Any parents listening, any grandparents, any people that have friends that your friend said, oh my God, you're not going to believe this. I caught little Bobby cooking chicken breasts in NyQuil. Or what if you go get nuggets? You get and you dip it in NyQuil. Is that a thing?
No, it's a sauce. Yeah. We got ranch. We got honey mustard.
How about Tide Pod sauce?
Listen, I just don't think. I don't think it's a story. We mentioned this. This story was out almost a year ago, and for whatever reason, it's coming back around. And it seems that maybe it's popular again on the stupid Chinese commie American society ruining app TikTok. Get off the damn thing. I'm telling you. Get off the TikToks. All right, man, we got a lot of stuff. This has been a very busy show today. So I need to just lightning round a couple of things. I just need to go quickly and just squeeze a lot in because I always hate it when we don't get to everything that I got in the pile. First of all, Festa, why are you on your phone incessantly? You're just staring at your phone for the last 25 minutes. I'm watching you.
I'm participating in the program here.
On your phone?
Well, I mean, I'm also playing Brick Breaker.
But put your phone down. My God, I'm going to break that phone in 2 seconds. You're playing, really? We're doing a morning show and you're playing Brick Breaker?
Brick Breaker right there.
What is wrong with you?
I almost got my high score.
Come on.
Listen, I can do two things.
Put the damn phone down. If you don't want to be here, let me know.
I was looking up recipes for NyQuil chicken. I couldn't find any, and that led to Brick Breaker.
Oh, great. Fantastic. All right. What is Beyond Meat? Tell me what Beyond Meat is.
So Beyond Meat is like a plant-based meat consistency product, but it has no meat in it.
Exactly. So it's a plant-based meat substitute.
And I just got to the next level on Brick Breaker,
proving
I can do two things at once.
Put your phone down.
It's impressive.
All right, this is like, really? Come on. An executive with the Beyond Meat company has been arrested for biting a guy's nose off.
Because he probably needed some protein so bad, some real protein.
He was so hard up for meat. This guy was having total real meat withdrawal. This is insane. From Fayetteville, Arkansas, an executive has been arrested on a couple of charges after reportedly biting a guy's nose in a parking garage.
That's what happens when your body's so deprived.
Man, what happens in your life when you're arrested for biting a guy's nose in a parking garage?
Is the nose the most accessible piece of meat to bite
If
off
you're
of
in a
another
fight,
person?
you want to bite that thing. I'd bite a nose.
Doug Ramsey, 53, of Fayetteville, Arkansas, was arrested on Saturday night on charges of terroristic threatening and third-degree battery, according to a preliminary report. It happened in the parking garage near Razorback Stadium following the Arkansas-Missouri State game. Just after 10 o'clock, an officer was dispatched to Gate 15 for a disturbance that had previously occurred in the Stadium Drive parking garage. The responding officer found two males with bloody faces at the scene. The officer spoke with both of the parties and a witness and determined that Ramsey was allegedly in the traffic lane of the structure attempting to leave when a Subaru inched his way
Oh, no.
in front of Ramsey's Bronco and made contact with the left front passenger side of the Bronco. Ramsey got out of the vehicle and allegedly punched through the back windshield of the Subaru.
That's not smart.
Man, that could do some damage to your hand. Yeah. The owner of the Subaru then got out of the car and stated that Ramsey pulled him in close and started punching his body. And then Ramsey also bit the owner's nose, ripping the flesh off the tip of the guy's nose.
You're going to your most powerful muscle when you do that, because the jaw, the masseter, is the strongest muscle in the human body per size, per pound.
I'm not talking about the jaw. I'm talking about the nose.
No, but I'm saying the guy bit him with his jaw.
Of course, you're not going to bite him with your penis. Of course you're going to bite him with
What I'm saying is you're
tried.
really going to the well when you bite someone because you're like, I'm going to use my strongest muscle in my body.
Yes, that's exactly what he was doing. He's like, let me go down impact ratios of different muscles. Yes, my masseter.
I'm going to bite you with my wiener.
But I mean, seriously, you've got a guy that's an executive. This guy Ramsey was named COO, the chief operating officer of Beyond Meat, back in December.
Froggy, stop biting my nose with your wiener, please.
So according to the Tyson Foods website, Ramsey had been a member of the Tyson Foods poultry business since 1992 and was named president of Global McDonald's Business in 2019. The site also states that Doug was a champion of team member safety. The guy's a team member safety champion. Is biting some guy's nose off in an Arkansas Razorbacks parking garage.
He certainly seems to do his job.
Oh my God!
Should have gouged his eyeballs out. That's the next move.
A Tyson spokesperson said that Ramsey left the company last year on his own accord, and now he's the COO of Beyond Meat.
I got a big opportunity working with fake meat now. I'll be biting people's noses with my wiener.
Beyond Cannibal. I mean, what?
Gosh, this guy.
Maybe he had when he worked for Tyson, maybe he got into, the habit of, when you eat a chicken breast, that little piece of cartilage that,
Yeah.
I'll eat the cartilage. I don't mind. I'll eat the cartilage.
All right, so I've never had a piece of fake meat.
I've never had Beyond Meat either. It doesn't appeal to me.
When Burger King had the Impossible Whopper,
the Impossible Burger, right. Yeah.
Several friends of mine had it, and they said it was great for what it was, but I'd never had it.
Yeah, listen, if I'm going out, just give me I don't eat red meat that much. Just give me when I want a burger, I want a real burger. I typically have red meat once a month. I probably have a burger or a great steak once a month on average.
They're finding that in some of these, there's just a lot of filler and you don't even know what you're getting. Coconut oils and
yeah, I mean, I think I've read that in some cases the burger substitutes are worse than the damn just eating the ground beef.
Processed.
I mean, I love beef. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
I'll eat beef.
I love beef.
Hey,
I just don't eat a lot of red meat.
You know what you're gonna love? A guy's nose.
Unbelievable.
If you were going to chomp onto someone's body part, the nose would not be delicious. I would not think.
I mean,
no,
I think
I bet your butt meat's good.
Yeah, probably butt meat.
Chunk. Take a chunk out of that.
Chunk. Chunk out of
Chunk.
Chunk.
Chunk. Chunk. Chunk.
Chunk, chunk, chunk.
Oh.
All right, we got to take a break. We've got unorthodox Queen news. Now, we didn't do a lot of Queen stuff yesterday for the funeral, but man, I got some crazy Queen stuff. What are you laughing at?
I can't wait for the crazy Queen stuff.
You're not going to believe who went to the Queen's funeral. Seriously, you're not going to believe who was at the Queen's funeral. Well, I shouldn't say the funeral. You're not going to believe who waited in line to see the Queen's body in the box. All right? You're not going to believe this. But then I also have other Queen news, and it has to do with Queen food. All right? So hold on, and then a bunch of other things. We're loaded. Long chunk of the MJ Morning Show is next. But first, I got to do it. That's correct use of the word, right? Affable, friendly, nice,
Friendly,
right?
yeah.
Affable.
Pleasant.
Everyone that I've met Steven Tyler on numerous occasions. We had him up at a couple of radio stations that I've been at. Always a nice guy. But I've heard from people that have met him out in the wild, and they say he's the nicest guy. I've known people that ran into him at airports, and he'll stop and take pictures like the friendliest guy. So I've always been an Aerosmith and a Steven Tyler fan. All right, you got the MJ Morning Show on Q105. MJ and the crew here. Another long chunk of the MJ Morning Show right now, 8:54. So I've got a hint. I got a little hint I want to play. And I want to know, Andrew, you're out because you pulled the audio. All right? Roxanne, where are you going?
Roxanne's out because
where are you? Sit down. We're doing something here. Where are you?
She needs a second.
Where are you going? Well, we're just coming. You sat here during the whole song and half the commercial break, and now you're leaving when we come back on the air?
At least try to sneak out.
Can I ask where you were going?
And you were kind of stomping out of the studio like,
clomp, clomp, clomp.
Just chonking your way out of the studio, Roxanne.
My God, it was like...
Roxanne, where are you going?
She's still... Come back, Roxanne.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm sorry. I'm having issues at my house, so I'm trying to take care of
You can't leave. I'm about to...
It would have taken 2 seconds.
I'm about to roll a quiz by you guys.
I'm ready to be quizzed.
It's a very important quiz, Rox.
All right, so here's the deal. I'm about to reveal...
Very important.
Some people... Are you with us or you texting?
Yeah, I'm with
texting?
it.
All right.
She's multitasking.
All right. So I want you to listen to this. Here's your clue.
Yes.
And I want you to go, oh, and raise your hand.
Okay.
Since our buzzers are not working. All right.
These things suck.
Here's what I want you to do. Tell me, and this is your audio daily double clue here on the MJ Morning Show. All right. I need you to tell me, this is a clue as to who waited in line to see the Queen's coffin. All right?
Can we get the top answers on the board?
All right. Who waited in line to see the Queen's coffin? And here is your audio clue.
Hello, Danny.
That is your clue.
I have a hint.
Do you have a hint?
I mean a guess. I have a guess.
No, I'm giving the hints.
I have a guess.
All right. What do you think it is?
I think it's those twins because I know they're still alive.
What twins?
Like
Hello, Danny twins?
Like from The Shining?
Yeah.
Those two creepy twins that stood together.
Hello, Danny.
That is correct!
Yeah!
Whoop, 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 whoop,
Have you seen them lately?
No.
They're hot.
No, they're not. All right. So, yes, the two creepy girl twins in the little dresses at the end of the hallway in The Shining, they waited in line for hours and hours to see the Queen's body.
Hello, Danny.
Play with us, Danny.
Come and play with us.
Horrifying.
Oh, yeah.
Come and play with us, Danny.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
Forever
All right. So they are the...
and ever
And ever.
and ever.
Is it the Grady twins?
It is. Yeah. It is the famous Grady twin. Well, that's what they were called because weren't they the daughters of the caretaker that went crazy and killed the whole family or something? Isn't that the story of The Shining?
So their name isn't Grady.
No.
He corrected
in the
them.
movie they were the Grady twins, but in real life it's Lisa and Louise Burns. And they waited in line for hours and they weren't even tweeting while they were in line.
But you're the caretaker here.
They are now in their 50s.
That's it?
Yeah. You want to see a picture of them?
Yeah.
I'll hold it up to. I'm going to hold it up to our camera here. So
they should start at OnlyFans.
I'll hold it up to MJTV, and this is actually from their Twitter feed. So hey, you know what? This might be a good thing. Let's do a post of the Shining twins from when they were in the movie. Maybe grab a screen grab from the movie or whatever we can do, or however we can do it. See if it's on Getty. I don't know. And then or figure out a link and then grab the post from their Twitter feed. But I'm holding it up to the camera right now. Andrew, what does this look like on the camera? Does this look decent? Can you see it?
It looks good enough.
All right. So these are the twins now. They're in their 50s. They don't say exactly how old they are, but they were on social media and they were in the miles-long line, or I'm sorry, it's over in England. They were in the miles-long queue.
It's a queue.
It's a queue.
Wouldn't it be kilometers?
It's a queue, sir.
I think they use miles. Oh, I think they use miles per hour over there.
I don't know.
Anyway.
You know what a Royale with cheese?
So they tweeted in the queue to view the Queen lying in state. They tweeted out on Sunday. They also shared how they were given a piece of cake from the Friends of Holy Trinity Church on Dockhead.
What'd you call me?
But you're a Dockhead.
Who recognized these two?
Stop being a Dockhead.
Not that they gave them to him. They gave them to everybody. They just happened to have received it.
Yeah, but who were like, oh my God, it's the twins from 50 years ago. Take a picture.
Nobody.
My God.
They took their own picture.
These were the creepy girls from The Shining. Remember the little boy, Danny? Then he started doing red rum, red rum, red rum. I wonder, that would have been if they, when the twins passed the casket of the Queen, they could have gone red rum, red rum, red rum.
That's all they were talking about. Like, I'm going to do it. Well, I'll see the Queen's coffin.
It wasn't natural causes. The Queen did not die of natural causes. It was
red rum.
Red rum.
That's what it was.
Danny, what's the matter?
Red rum. By the way, I'm doing my finger, so those watching on MJTV could see me do the little red rum, red rum, red rum.
It's not Danny, Mrs.
I've never
Torrin.
seen The Shining.
What?
Nor do I really want to.
Whoa, you've never seen The Shining?
Nope. I am not drawn toward any kind of horror movie or.
Here's Johnny.
Again, I saw that one clip.
Oh man!
But I've never seen the movie.
You got to watch it with me.
Ugh.
Do you know that David Beckham also waited in line
for like 10 hours or something, right?
I'll wait in line as long as it takes.
How many people bugged him for an autograph?
He said, "I'm just a commoner, another commoner."
Look at his line.
Yeah, I bet they
tanning.
did.
It's like bending like Beckham.
How about Benny Hill? Did Benny Hill?
No.
Mr. Bean knocked over the casket.
Hello, Queen.
Hello, Bean.
Oh,
Queen, it's Bean.
I think Benny Hill checked out a long
Benny
time
Hill's
ago.
been dead for 30 years,
Yeah, I
probably.
think
Benny Hill's literally buried under a hill right now.
Do you have the Benny Hill music in there? You imagine Benny Hill's waiting in line for the Queen's casket?
Benny Hill
He's
died in
running around in triple speed. You know?
He died in 1992.
Oh my gosh!
With a Keystone Cop running after him.
When they get
You know, yeah. Any luck on the Benny Hill music over there, Andrew? There we go. There we go. There you go. As he's waiting in line. Yeah, yakety sax is the thing. All right, so the Shining twins still alive.
Yeah.
And they're as creepy as ever. And
they look pretty good.
They look fine. I'm
What
kidding
about
around.
Elton John? Where's he in all this? Why didn't he sing a song or something? Doesn't he do that when all the Royals kick the can?
All right, guess what else happened?
Disrespectful.
There are speaking of disrespectful, guess who people are really pissed off at?
I have no idea. I mean, who? Is it some British guy?
Give you a hint.
Bob Barker.
Bob Barker?
By the way, you know he's still alive. He's like 100 years old. Bob Barker, I think, is like 99 or 100. Has he had 100 yet?
Well, you know, think about that job he did for so long. No stress.
Bob Barker is 98.
Yeah, I think we would have heard if he hit 100.
He's going to be 99 on December 12th. Bob Barker is going to be 99. I hope he makes it to 100.
You know, Bob Barker used to call the Queen, Cradle Robin. He's like,
all right, so that was your hint. People are so ticked off at
Drew Carey. I mean, obviously it's Price is Right music. So if it's not Bob Barker, the 98-year-old, it has to be Drew Carey.
Well, not Drew Carey specifically. Apparently, CBS yesterday cut away from the Queen's funeral for The Price is Right.
Good for CBS.
Come on down.
Queen Elizabeth II.
Yeah. Hey, did you see Biden was running late? So Joe Biden and the First Lady, they got stuck in traffic. I mean, you're telling me they couldn't arrange for the president of the United States not to get stuck in traffic? So he was late.
Well, he should have been able to sneak in. Didn't he have like a horrible seat there or something?
That's the point. So he was in row 14. He had leaders from like third world nations that were rows and rows ahead of. You had like the president of Poland and the Czech Republic were like rows ahead of Biden.
Now, was he the only president to go?
Oh, yeah, because they limited the delegation. They were the only American. So there was no American delegation. It was only the president and his wife because of space limitations. And Joe Biden was back in row number 14.
Graham Norton's in row 2.
Who?
Graham Norton.
Big talk show host over
Simon
there.
Cowell's there.
No.
James Corden. James Corden was there, too.
Who's the yelly chef guy?
Oh, Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah,
donkey.
Gordon Ramsay. Yeah, he was in the first row.
Get up out of the box, you old hag.
They moved Meghan Markle out for Gordon Ramsay to sit there.
Get up, you donkey. This is my seat. You American pig.
So apparently CBS cut away from the royal funeral for The Price is Right and Let's Make a Deal.
Hey, listen, Let's Make a Deal is a good show.
Yeah, Wayne Brady does a good job with that.
Dane and Tiffany, yeah.
Yeah.
I've never seen the damn thing.
Me either.
Yeah. You haven't?
No, not one time.
You're talking about how good a deal it is? All right. And then two things, and then we'll move on from the Queen. But this is the kind of Queen coverage we have here on the MJ Morning Show. We've got entertaining Queen funeral coverage. So 2 recipes are surfacing about the Queen's favorite food. Do you know the Queen had scrambled eggs? When I was a kid, it was not scrambled eggs. It was scrambled degs.
What?
Yeah, I always called it scrambled degs. Deggs.
In your head, you just thought it blended
just scrambled
together?
eggs. Scrambled degs.
Because your brain is scrambled.
You're stupid.
The Queen had to have scrambled eggs like every single morning, but there was a hack. The Queen had a scrambled eggs recipe hack. Did you see this?
I wonder if it's my hack.
I stole this from Roxanne.
What's your hack with
Because
scrambled eggs?
People always put milk in them, and I don't put milk in.
Right.
I put the same amount of milk that you would put. I put water, and it just makes them fluffier.
You water your instead
but it
of
doesn't.
milk.
It sounds counterintuitive, but they come out really good.
Yeah, you put a little water in the eggs instead of the milk.
No, the Queen's recipe is literally I hack in it. Ha! Now feed me my hacked eggs.
I would have Philip spit in the batter.
Please.
Do you think the royal family ever pissed off the royal chefs? And do you think that any
food tampering?
Do you think anything foreign ever got into the royal food?
These eggs taste like spotted dick. I want dessert.
Somebody put their spotted dick in my eggs. And of course, folks, listen. That's spotted dick is a customary dessert over in
that we love talking about.
The UK.
We love eating.
When's the last time you had spotted dick?
It's been a while.
All right, so
these eggs taste like Fergie's looks. Disgusting.
You stop it, Froggy.
Sorry.
Are you ready for the hack? This is the Queen's hack for scrambled eggs.
And
have somebody else make them,
please,
all the time.
Well, I'm trying to see if any of you guys have
wait. She put sherry in it.
Lemon,
sherry,
lemon zest, and nutmeg.
Okay.
You better put more nut in it.
So
it's not nutty enough.
No, nut, please.
So the Queen liked scrambled eggs with lemon zest and nutmeg. That was her thing.
I've never heard of putting lemon on eggs.
Mixed in on low heat. And then the scrambled eggs were served to Her Majesty, and it was garnished with pepper and chives. So that's the Queen's hack for scrambled eggs. Then,
Charles, pin back those umbrella ears and bring me some eggs, you wind-resistant ass.
Mother, I'm covering the lemons with my ears.
All right, now, the other item that's making the rounds, the Queen's pancakes. Queen Elizabeth's pancake recipe, which was given to the Eisenhowers. That's how long she's been around. She gave a pancake recipe to President Eisenhower.
Wow.
Truman was president when she became queen.
After her death on September 8th, royal family fanatics dug up the Queen's old recipe, which she originally included in a letter to President Dwight D. Eisenhower in 1960, and posted it onto Reddit. And the ingredients and the quantity here are enough for 16 people. Wait, let me make it this weekend. 4 cups of flour. 4 cups of flour. They call it teacups. So 4 teacups of flour, 4 tablespoons of castor sugar, 2 teacups of milk, 2 whole eggs, 2 teaspoons of bicarbonate soda.
Is that that's like baking powder?
That's just baking soda. Isn't it is it baking powder or baking soda?
I don't know.
They're different things.
I know they're 2 different things. I know that. 3 teaspoons of cream of tartar and 2 tablespoons of melted butter.
And a tablespoon of tagine.
No, there's no tagine in here. And there's no THC. There's no edible stuff in here either. Anyway, so the Queen, that's our pancake recipe, which has surfaced again.
It's out there now.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, this concludes. Well,
Yes.
It's out there. It's been out there for like 58 years.
No, this has been hidden in a vault at the Eisenhower Presidential Museum.
All right, I got a lot of things to do here, folks. So let's lightning round a bunch of things here on the MJ Morning Show. All right, we have a problem. Identify this sound effect. Tell me exactly what this sounds like to you.
Half of Fester's jokes.
What does that sound like?
Hit the gas instead of the brakes on a train track?
I don't know. That sounds like a train crash.
That is a train smashing into a vehicle, obviously on the tracks.
Obviously.
A police officer in Colorado has been placed on administrative leave following an accident. A 20-year-old woman was placed in custody in a patrol car, but the traffic stop included the police officer stopping his car right on the middle of the train tracks.
Come on, officer.
Oh, my God.
Ah.
And what happens when you park your car on the train tracks? What inevitably is going to happen?
I mean, eventually the train comes by.
A 20-year-old woman was seriously injured when a train hit a police vehicle that had been parked on the tracks. What kind of a cop leaves his patrol cruiser on the train tracks? Oh, my God. Police radio reviewed by television station KUSA, Channel 9 in Denver, indicated that someone had called 911 on Friday night regarding a woman tailgating her and displaying a gun. So cops in Fort Lupton and deputies from the Weld County Sheriff's Office were looking for the suspect's truck when an officer with the Platteville Police Department communicated that he found it and pulled over the vehicle. And then this is nuts. The suspect had been pulled over after crossing the railroad tracks, but the officer stopped behind her, parking his vehicle right on the tracks.
Come on, cop. You got to do better than that.
That's some fine police work there, Freddie.
Do they need to cover this in like the academy?
Oh, my God. I mean, hello. You don't park any vehicle on the tracks. So the car was pulled over on suspicion of felony menacing with a weapon based on the 911 call. Cops searched her truck. Soon after, an officer stated via the police radio that a train had hit the police car with the suspect in it. The suspect was taken to the hospital with injuries that are serious. Now there's a full examination. You got the Colorado Bureau of Investigation, that's the CBI. They're looking into the whole case right now. But I mean, lucky the girl, the 20-year-old woman wasn't killed, but seriously injured. Who parks on the tracks and then who then puts a suspect in a vehicle parked on the railroad tracks? And then here comes the train. Here comes the CSX. Or what's a West Coast? Union Pacific, right? Is that
the Santa Fe?
Yeah, Santa Fe. Are they still around? Santa Fe line or Union Pacific? I mean, that's just nuts. Anyway, the officer's now on admin leave while it's under investigation.
Did you see the pictures of the toll plaza down by Alligator Alley?
I did. What the hell happened there?
The most horrific thing that could possibly happen to a toll booth operator is what happened.
A toll booth worker I know was seriously injured.
Yes.
A cement truck, a cement tanker crashed into the Sun Pass toll plaza on 75 in Collier County.
So I think
is this after you make the turn? After you make the turn from southbound, you're passing Naples and you're making the turn onto Alligator Alley. Is that where this was?
I think this is the Alligator Alley toll, yeah.
Oh, my God.
The empty cement truck was being, I think, towed by a semi-truck.
So, and the 35-year-old driver fell asleep behind the wheel. So the empty cement truck was being transported by a semi-truck. So I don't know what that means, but it sounds like there were two damn trucks involved here. And the driver falls asleep and then smashes into the toll plaza?
This is destroyed. I mean, I'm amazed that the toll plaza held up as well as it did.
It is. There are parts, there are axles and wheels, and I mean, the booth was obliterated, right? I don't even see the booth anymore.
So the driver woke up like just in time, stands on the brakes, and jackknifes into this, like, kind of side slam the whole plaza.
That is insane.
And they have that poor old lady inside the booth who's just there getting high off of car fumes, who takes your 50 cents or $1 and gives you back your change, and she gets airlifted with serious injuries.
Unbelievable.
Jeez.
All right. A guy lost his nose ring for 5 years, couldn't find it. Guess what?
It was there the whole time?
Who's laughing?
You just threw that out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's called a Segway.
Okay.
Well, no, it wasn't a segue. It was just like out of the blue.
All right, so what do you want me to do? Some fanfare and pomp and circumstance for me segueing from Fester's toll booth crash?
Speaking of toll booths, this guy's nose ring.
So a guy lost his nose ring for 5 years.
Wow.
Guess what happened?
I can take a guess.
Yeah. It was lodged there the whole time. He never really lost it.
It's in his nose.
Yeah, it was in something.
His butt.
No, it wasn't his butt. How would his nose ring get in his butt?
If anything, somebody else's nose ring will be in his butt.
Froggy, that was uncalled for.
I mean, listen.
It was in his lung.
Oh.
The guy had breathed it into his lung. I'm not a nose ring fan.
I am.
Do you have a nose ring?
No, I don't. Do I look like I have a nose ring?
I don't know. Sometimes you get those little specks, the little diamond, like specks of sand rings.
Do you think you would have noticed that on me in over 2 years?
I can't see you. We're all blocked by equipment here. We've got no line of sight in the studio.
No, I wish I could. I don't know that I could pull off a nose ring, but I love nose rings on other people.
Yeah, a guy lost his nose ring in the middle of the night. That was 5 years ago, and then it's been discovered in his lung. Yeah, the doctor told him, hey, you won the best case of the night at the emergency room. Joey Likens, 35, said he'd never heard of this happening before, but this guy's, they call him a piercing addict. He's got 20 piercings.
So he wouldn't even have missed it.
And he awoke without his nose ring. He did miss it because he didn't have his nose ring.
Ugh.
I woke up with my septum piercing gone, and I couldn't find it anywhere. I had it pierced for like 3 or 4 years, and he thought maybe he swallowed it. He looked everywhere, flipped the bed over, nothing. And then after failing to find this horseshoe barbell nose piercing, he gave up and just replaced it. Forgot about it until several weeks ago, woke up at 2:30 in the morning coughing really hard. He said he was coughing so hard that his back started to hurt. And he felt like something was blocking his airway. They thought maybe he had pneumonia or some other respiratory situation. And he went to the hospital for an examination. And that's when X-ray showed that he had a metal object in his lung. The doctor brings over the x-ray and says, oh, my God, that's my nose ring.
I recognize that.
It needs a leash like that one 80s artist used to have from the nose to the ear.
My God. That's...
Well, he's lucky he didn't die, because don't some people die just from having like a popcorn kernel go into their lung?
I think that there could be some complications. Hey, speaking of pain.
I know like 20 people who died that way.
Did you say something to me yesterday? I wasn't 100% focused on you. I was doing something else.
Who are you talking to?
To Roxanne.
Okay.
All right, so Roxanne yesterday, did you say something to me like, did you ever have a kidney stone or something?
Yeah, that was private conversation. Yeah, I asked you if you ever had a kidney stone out of just curiosity.
Did I answer you?
Yes, you did say you had one.
Yeah,
and you said it was very painful.
Actually, I had two.
Okay.
And it happened like, so wait a minute, because I was like reading stuff. I was putting together a segment during a break, and we were off the air, and I thought that you had asked me. So is this like a HIPAA violation here? Or?
Oh, for you to ask me why I asked you?
Yeah, why you don't want me talking about you? So you asked me if I ever had a kidney stone, and if I recall correctly, you had a pain, and you think that you might have a kidney stone.
I had lower back pain yesterday,
Right.
and I thought that I had a little bout of hypochondria, is what I did, and I assumed the worst case scenario:
So you're
lower back pain, kidney stone.
You're a
I must
hypochondriac.
have a kidney stone. But I've
why
kept it at
wouldn't
bay.
you come to the professional kidney stone, the only person in the history of radio who's passed a kidney stone on the air? Me.
I did not know that.
That'd be Froggy.
Roxanne doesn't know this about you.
Well, it's true.
Now, kidney stones run in my family. And my dad, my brother, my mom, uncles, relatives. I mean,
You're embracing it.
So our kidney stone situation is rolled in the family, and everyone's had them, but I never had them. And then in 2019...
I prayed for years for you to get them.
Well...
Because you laughed at me when I had it, and I had to get the stent surgery that went up my ween.
I didn't laugh at you.
Yeah,
with
you're
your
like, they don't hurt that bad. I'm like, I'm dying.
Dude, listen,
Get the surgery and talk to me.
I never laughed at you and your kidney stones, because I've had relatives that have had kidney stones. My brother, my father, I know how painful they can be. So I had escaped kidney stones for years, but then in 2019, I was on the, oh my God. It was on the airplane coming back from Italy.
That's bad.
That's right. It was on the airplane coming back from Italy. I started to feel some discomfort.
Ooh.
And that was the Italian trip where I got the two non-moving violations by driving the rental car in Bologna in some kind of a special local only zone. And that's why the collection agency's after me now, because the Italian police, they turned it over to a collection agency in the United States, and I'm not giving them jack.
Be glad you didn't go to an Italian hospital. They'd still be sending you bills.
Roxanne, you would know if you had a kidney stone, because it's like, I say, me and Kim argue about this a lot, it's worse than giving birth.
Let me tell you right now, I got them. I had two kidney stones in my left kidney, and it took about like 7 days, and the pain was excruciating.
Try doing 4 weeks with a stent.
I was on all kinds of painkillers. It was horrific. And finally, I was at the hospital. I was in the ER like 2 or 3 times. They had to give me like the painkiller with the IV drip. That's how bad
morphine.
it was. The pills didn't. No, I was on something else, but it was not morphine. And then I got up to go to the bathroom, and I used a little like you're not going to believe this. One of my wine strainers, to strain the sediment out of
my
red
doctor
wine.
gave. It's the same thing that the doctor would have given you.
But I used my own wine strainer.
Yeah.
And by the way, it's back in rotation at the house.
Yeah, then you had company over.
So I used the wine strainer, and I went to the bathroom in the hospital. I got him out of my ER bed, and clink, clink, 2 stones came out. I'm like, oh my God. It was like, hallelujah. Now, I did go for like CT scans, and they found there were 2 kidney stones in my left kidney and 1 in my right. Now, here's the deal. That's a ticking freaking time bomb, because the 2 stones I had 3 millimeters, 3 millimeters. So those came out of my left kidney, but I still have, to the best of my knowledge, unless it passed and I don't even know it, I think I still have a stone in my right kidney. And I'm telling you right now.
You still do right now?
Well, yes, I think I have it, but it just hasn't
And also, Roxanne, you can feel it moving around.
Yeah, I don't feel that. So hopefully it never rears its ugly head.
Oh, I hope it does when you're on the air.
But
You'll be like, MJ Morning Show, it's again. And then start crying.
It was the worst pain I've ever felt.
It's the only time I cried in front of my wife.
It was the worst I've ever felt.
Here's how you solve the debate. What's more painful, kidney stone or childbirth? Is you just the diameter of the hole the stone's coming through, and the size of the stone, and diameter of the hole that the baby's coming through, size of the head, and whichever is.
It's not when it's coming out.
The differential.
Hey, Andrew, is Roxanne's camera on when she was speaking? Because
she did a lot of hole circling.
You were very descriptive there, so I just want to make sure. All right, so. Is your pain gone today?
I have no back pain today. Yeah, it was just yesterday.
Stone's gone.
Yeah, so it wasn't a kidney stone.
Stone's gone. All right, we're running a little late here. I got to take a quick break. We got the final chunk of the MJ Morning Show coming up in just a bit, and it's going to be a lightning round, including a chip. There's a chip problem here, and am I talking about edible chips or computer chips? I'll explain in just a second. Now, we got a lot of stuff. We're going to lightning round a long chunk of the MJ Morning Show next. Don't move. We're back in a second. Hey, guess. 9:34. A few minutes left here on the MJ Morning Show on a Tuesday program. So without further ado, there is another one of these stupid food challenges, and apparently it's sending kids to the hospital. You ever hear of is it Pocky? P-A-Q-U-I? Is that how you pronounce it?
Is it a chip?
It's a chip.
Like a potato chip?
It's a tortilla chip.
Okay.
And there's something called the Pocky One Chip Challenge. Can you go to Froggy, you know about this?
These are, I saw this at 7-Eleven. They had a display of them.
But was it one chip or did
It's
you get
just
a whole
one chip in a package.
Seriously.
One chip.
And
people that have on YouTube don't do it.
Well, but these chips, are they all like ridiculously, it's called the One Chip Challenge?
Yeah, they're all hot, apparently. I think it's all the same thing.
So,
it's one hot chip that you buy.
All right, so there are not different flavors?
I don't know.
Is it a big chip?
You can buy it right now at Walmart
It's
for
like
$16.
What?
It's
one
like-
chip is $16?
One pack is like 0.2 ounces in it.
It's like a Dorito.
Oh my God, who came up with this? You're selling one chip for $16?
And how much money do these kids have who are doing this?
Hang on, that's the Walmart online price. But how much was the chip when you went to 7-Eleven?
I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like there are different varieties.
I mean,
Maybe-
Amazon's selling it for $9, but it takes a couple days to ship to you.
Wait, somebody explain this to me.
It's a challenge.
How big is the chip?
It's the size of a Dorito.
One chip for $9 or $16?
Go to YouTube and type in one chip challenge,
All right,
and you'll watch a kid eat it.
All right, I want to see the size of this. Go to YouTube and type in
Tacos or whatever.
Is it Pocky? P-A-Q-U-I.
Yeah.
Pocky? I go to YouTube.
You type in Pocky and then
type in One Chip Challenge. Are they going to curse on this thing?
Probably. I mean,
Nah, go to hot one. They don't curse on hot one.
All right, hold on. Here's a kid right here.
There you go. Go to the kid.
There's a little kid. Hold on. Is a mother going to give?
Oh no! Don't give it to the.
All right, hold on a minute. Or is the kid giving the chip to the adult? All right, bring up the audio. I'll have my finger on the dump button.
Which one do you want?
The one with the kid.
All right.
Right there. Click on that.
Don't touch your face.
She has gloves
with
on.
your hands. That's why you're
They both have like medical gloves on.
Is this stuff tough?
Look, she's taking it out.
All right, they're taking the chip out of the package. It's a mother.
It's a big package.
It looks like It looks like a 38-year-old mother.
There's a chip right there in that bag.
It looks like a 38-year-old mother and like a 10-year-old kid. All right, so they're opening up.
Don't break your chip when you open it. It's bad luck.
Come on, you dopes.
So they're opening up the package. It's one
Did
damn
you get a
chip.
bucket for him?
Okay, I got the.
Now look at the size of the chip right here.
Hey, did you get a bucket for him?
I didn't. If
A
you
bucket?
What, so,
Okay,
what, so you can
Hey, try
hurl
to
in the
get to
bucket?
bathroom. No.
All right, so this is the One Chip Challenge,
It's kinda
and
cool.
it's sending kids to the hospital.
And there's a kid doing it right
All
now.
right, so the mother's opening up the
Okay.
package, and I'm just trying to see the size of the chip.
It's the size of a
There it is, right there.
Dorito.
It looks like it's a little larger than a Dorito.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it's maybe 30 or 40% larger than a regular Dorito chip.
That's
One chip.
$12.
But it's black.
You do bites or you crunch it. All
Real
together.
quick, this is
Let's
not
go.
child
Fast
abuse. right?
forward.
Hold on. So the father filming this is saying this is not child abuse, is it?
He's cleared.
I don't want to do the whole chip. You have to do the whole chip.
It's
You have to do the whole chip.
Oh my gosh.
I'm so confused. Is it called a partial chip challenge?
It's not.
It's a one chip challenge.
All
Ready?
right.
Don't rub your
Now they're
eyes.
berating him.
All right, anyway, so
Let's wait for him to eat it. And
Fester,
then...
let me know when they eat it, and then I'll go back to the audio here. But experts are warning against the One Chip Challenge because it's sending kids to the hospital. Numerous kids have been taken to the hospital. The viral food challenge is a recurring online dare created by Pocky, P-A-Q-U-I,
Okay, so
a flavored tortilla chip company that releases a new spicy chip for the challenge.
it has like ghost pepper in it or something, or
Yeah, so
Carolina
that's the
Reaper.
Yeah, the 2022 One Chip Challenge features the Carolina Reaper chip.
This
so
is
they,
year 2 of the challenges.
So
by
do
the
they
way.
do like different varieties? They put a
Oh.
different
This is year
hot
2.
pepper.
That's clever.
Okay, so
This year's high voltage chip contains the supercharged Carolina Reaper pepper and stinging scorpion pepper with a shocking twist. It'll turn your tongue blue. My God, you'll turn blue when you die and you stop breathing.
And the bag has a skull on it, so it's like.
So the
poison.
mother's eating the chip right
Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
now. Here we go. All right, so the mother is, oh my God.
Take your gloves off, honey.
Take your gloves off.
Yeah, so now if you touch your
Oh,
eyes.
yeah.
No. You shake it now. Come on.
All right, so the kid chickened out.
The kid ate just a corner and he has to leave.
Good.
The mother's face is about to burst into flames.
Yeah.
Oh, she's going to hurl. Oh, she's about to hurl.
Yes.
The kid has survival instincts.
Oh,
Good for
my
him.
God. All right, so that's it.
What a hot mom.
Is it child abuse? Yeah, mom. Yeah, it's a hot mom.
So it's a super spicy chip, and
big deal.
Yeah, but kids aren't going to the hospital all over the country just because, well, a handful do.
But some kids, I'm telling you, there are pictures of kids in the ER after eating the chip, and they're in excruciating pain.
It's hysterical.
Getting a lot of texts, and they said this is not for kids. And that someone's son just did it, but he's a grown man, and he said it was definitely extremely hot. He broke the chip so that it didn't touch his lips. It's so hot it burns your lips.
Yeah, it burn everything it touches.
My God. So how much is this? If you go to 7-Eleven, how much? Because on Walmart.com, the damn thing is $15.95.
Yeah.
Amazon had it for what, $8.99?
Yeah, a couple dollars less, but they ship it to you.
All right, so... Well, so does Walmart. Walmart ship. That's Walmart e-commerce online. They ship that to you as well.
I could directly pick it up from my store later.
Well, that's the question. How much is it if you buy the chip at 7-Eleven or Circle K or Wawa?
$9.
It is? For one? What kind of business model is this? $9 for one flipping chip?
A brilliant business
It
model.
is. I was going to say, maybe we got to send Fester out to get these for the whole crew tomorrow.
I mean, I'll do it.
Like you would take one, MJ.
There's no way.
Yeah, you wouldn't need it.
Yeah, the show'd be ruined.
Or hysterical, but certainly one of the two.
Let's put it in Froggy.
I'm not
Let's
eating
do 10 chip challenge. Let's shove 10 of these in Froggy's mouth.
Due to my stomach issues, I cannot eat hot foods.
Screw the 1 chip challenge. Let's do the 10 chip challenge.
Andrew, it's time for you to step up to the plate.
In Fester's face. I'm just trying to get him to post Instagram videos. Let's stick with that for now. All right. So I would like to recognize a very good citizen here.
Thank you.
Joanne Oliver is saddled with medical debt. She is financially in rough shape. This Georgia woman is being praised. Why? Because she went to KFC. She ordered a KFC chicken sandwich at the drive-in. Oh, by the way, speaking of chicken sandwiches, I've got a PDQ $50 gift card. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think PDQ makes the mistake that KFC's making. So this woman gets a chicken sandwich, and inside the bag, she found $543 in cash.
What?
You know, you've heard about this stuff where, like, fast food places, they'll take their cash deposits, put it in a regular bag, so it doesn't arouse suspicion of somebody like leaving the store with a bank bag or one of those, vinyl zippy bags with the cash in it. That just advertises, rob me, I've got cash. So a lot of places, they'll put the money in a regular bag, and then they get mixed up, and they end up like getting put into customers' hands at a drive-thru.
I'm going to start carrying my chicken sandwich in the Ziploc bag.
Yeah, put that in the bank bag. So this woman picks up a chicken sandwich, opens up her lunch, takes her sandwich out, and there's $543 under the sandwich in the bag.
That's mine.
And she turned it in.
Idiot.
Yep, turned in the money. It would have been enough to pay off her electricity bill. Her husband has suffered strokes. They're saddled with medical debt. She said the family is facing medical bills totaling around $2 million.
All right, so $540 really wouldn't have done anything for her.
$540 would have done nothing. But
this woman, she could have kept the $543, but instead did the right thing and knew it wasn't hers, and she turned it in. How about that?
And now what she got? Nothing.
She has like 6 coupons for free chicken sandwiches.
Tell you what she's got. She's got a repo truck in her driveway taking her car right now is what she got. But she was honest. Hey,
Yeah, great.
Nice story. All right, man, we got a lot of stuff. I don't know. What time is it? Do I have no, I got to roll. We got to roll here. I don't want to get too late. All right, I'm going to carry this stuff over to tomorrow. I got a ton of stuff for tomorrow ready to roll. Hey, I want everyone to have a fantastic day. Final words in just a second. I want to talk about one of our great sponsors. In the final moments of the MJ Morning Show, I want to talk about our friends at Zero Res. And, of course, Zero